welcome to D&D with Kristi, and we are starting back up with our Dragon Heist / little bit of Acquisitions Incorporated sprinkled in campaign here. And yes, it's going to be a very exciting and dramatic episode, I think, because there's so much the party has got going on at the moment. So I think by tradition, we kick things over to Clue, who does a little summary of what happened last time and where we left off.
City of the Dead.
Ooh. Okay, you kind of were breaking up a little bit there, so can you try one?
Nope.
No. Lots of breaking up for some reason.
Oh, this is going well.
Yep, this is how we're gonna start today.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh no, it's better now. I don't know what you did, but I think I can hear you now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I did nothing, but it works.
That's the important thing.
So yeah, we went to City of the Dead, found evidence of somebody
Ooh, someone's breathing.
doing necromancy. We did, somebody's making. Then we followed them down the tracks down to the sewers, found a bunch of skeletons, saw that they were attached to a place called Dandy Mobs in the trade ward, after which we went back home. And when we tried to go to sleep, a bunch of people decided to run over our roofs. While Hibara was having a conversation with the drow. After we all woke up, it turned out that it was Floxin and some of his men chasing the nimblewright, after which we said changed. Over his own Floxin got instantly captured. Then Mara and Clue and Hibara chasing after his men. Mara murdered one of them. Clue spared the other. And then Mara and Hibara. Well, Hibara turned into a horse.
Yes.
Drove Mara to the nimblewright, who
Dashed.
then basically drop tackled off of the horse and then somehow made friends with him.
I didn't drop. Mara did not drop tackle anybody. She basically. She
was on top of a horse going at. She was on top of a horse going after somebody, and then she no,
the horse
stopped him in the tracks. Like, how do you do it without straight up?
Yeah, Hibara butt tackled him.
Yeah, Hibara butt tackled the nimblewright.
Oh,
Mara did nothing. Mara was a good good girl. She did nothing.
Except Mara was thinking, I should butt tackle people next time. From a horse.
Trust me, there are things getting
that are coming
now. Yeah, there will be things coming.
Yes, so when we left off, we basically left off with I've set it up now on the map. So I've given you your icons, if you can see. So for instance, Hibara and Mara are at the far left side of the screen with the nimblewright. I'm giving you a token for them. Just so you know, when someone's exhaling on the mic, I think it might be Alhana, just FYI about where it's pointed. Clue ran farther up. Jolly, I figured, got about to the entrance there because they were a little bit farther behind. Sorry, I can still hear you, the wind noise, Alhana. And also at this point, I want to say, because they're going to be here to help, is Jarvis. They woke up, and Gorko is now kind of was peeking out of the front door and has sort of snuck out after Jarvis. So I've got Floxin next to Alhana, or next to Thelvar, I should say. Jolly is in that area in between, and there's a thug behind the private eye place in your back alley, which is not very heavily trafficked at this time of morning, which is, I guess, kind of starting to get on about 5 in the morning, ish. Still quite dark out, and yes, you can still hear whistles and shouts in the distance coming from the Grolhund Villa, where all of this kicked off, according to Jolly. All right, so I thought that what we would do when we pick up here is to kind of, I would give you guys time to figure out what you want to do. And so I thought you guys could, kind of role play that, or even if you want to discuss it, because things will happen in a very compressed time in like game time. But if you guys want to talk a little bit more, not inside like real game time, I thought that's what a role playing game is a little bit about. It's, you can discuss things a bit more. So should we start with Mara and Hibara and the nimblewright? Or you guys can talk as a group, whatever you want to do. So I just thought I'd kick it.
Well,
yeah.
Hibara is straight up just going to turn to Mara and say, I think it has been my experience that when you got bells and whistles and people shouting, that's time you should leave town. Or at least hide in a cave or something. We should probably get this mockery somewhere. Not here.
That is a good idea. I see no incorrection.
All right, and just to make a point that there was someone who saw all this happen, who was a person who was begging in the streets, who you will pass again on your way back. So what are you guys going to do? Are you heading back to the tavern? Are you going to dodge into an alley?
Well, Hibara would like to go back to the tavern. I don't know about Mara.
Let's go back to the Let's go back to the tavern. I can talk today.
Okay. All right. So you sort of motion, and the three of you, like so the nimblewright, Mara, and Hibara, are then starting to walk back toward the tavern. Clue, you've just interrogated and let go a one of Urstil's Zent thugs. And you're about halfway between Mara and Hibara and the tavern. What would Clue be doing right now?
At this point, he's running back to the tavern, yelling, "Everybody inside now!"
Yelling it? Okay.
Yeah, just like
Bad dog. Dog.
everybody inside now. People are coming. We don't know who they are.
Okay. And you all should have control over your own tokens. By the way, we're not in like an initiative order, but if you want to just sort of like move yours, you can go ahead and do that. I think last time we said that Thelvar was going to use the unseen servant to help, to get Urstil down, but it only has a strength of 2. So what we said we would do is do an athletics roll for you, Thelvar, with advantage because you'll have your unseen servant, but you've got a full-grown man who's not happy about being let down. So can I get an athletics check from you as you try to help him?
And as Clue's running past, I'll yell down to Clue, "Hey, Clue, catch!"
Oh, are you going off the front of the building or on the side? Yeah, which side are you? Because I placed you kind of where I thought where you would be, getting on the building next to him. So are you hauling him like across the roof and trying to land him there, or are you just trying to drop him down to there?
Well, basically, with Clue running back towards, I see him coming around the corner, and that's when I yell for him to catch.
Oh, okay. So are you thinking when a Clue gets about here? I mean, can you?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're going to try to chuck him 5, 10, 15, 25 feet? Is that the plan? I'm just trying to understand the physics of this.
I'm going to kind of drop him down, basically using the unseen servant to slow his fall.
Okay.
Got 21, so... And basically, Clue can come in and make sure he don't smash his head on the ground at the very least.
Okay, well, Clue, given that actually you've landed sort of where Jolly is also standing, I will say you can do, because you've got a full-grown Urstil being flung at you. Well,
I mean, you're assuming he's gonna
try
and
to catch
him.
I guess
Which
you
he's
could.
not gonna do. He's just gonna let him drop like a brick.
You can let it. You can willingly fail the save, but I'll call it a dex save, not a dexterity check, because it's like being lobbed at you. So let's see how well you. Unless you want to willingly fail the save. So yeah, Urstil's being kind of flung in your direction. What do you do? If you want, you can use Jolly to give you advantage because he's right there behind you.
That doesn't matter.
All right, so you guys managed to get him down to the ground. And when you do that, Jarvis walks up and throws their bathrobe over him and sort of helps you shepherd them to the front door. All right, so how are you going to get down, Thelvar?
Climb down.
Okay, can you give me a dex? I guess you can do an acrobatics or an athletics check just to see how you do.
Yeah, I didn't pick up Featherfall. Acrobatics check.
It won't be too complicated, but it'll still be like a check of 10. Pretty basic, but to clamber down. You kind of, you slip a little bit. It's not the most graceful, let's say, but you don't fall or hurt yourself. It's only a 2-story house, so there's plenty of like things to grab onto. So not the most graceful. You might be doubled over with laughter at how Clue handled it. In which case, yeah. So, Clue, you've got Urstil. Jarvis has thrown their bathrobe or their nightrobe over them. I guess I can move him now as well. So what do you want to, sort of like right there, we'll move. What do you want to do with him?
I mean, I'm just gonna like unceremoniously start shoving him through the door.
All right. Okay. All right.
Put him like towards the trapdoor that goes to the basement.
Oh, okay. So you're going to go into the alley forward to here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So Jolly will immediately help. And
I think you're confusing Telvar and Floxin Stoken.
Oh, you're right. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You're right. And one has the label even, so I shouldn't have mixed them up. But it's very tiny on this map. Very super tiny. Right before they go into the cellar, Jarvis takes their bathrobe back because they don't want it to get all dirty. So yes, you've got Clue now and Jolly and Floxin in the cellar door, heading down to the basement. We'll go back. So let's see. Are you guys gonna try to be stealthy at all in the streets, or you're just walking?
No, not trying to be stealthy. We're probably like quickly, not like full on dashing, but like boofing it.
Okay. All right. So then I will say, yes, you guys get back to you pass the same person begging for money on your way. Yeah, they're still there. They've been watching their mouth is they don't often see this kind of stuff at 5 in the morning.
Then when we get up to him, I was gonna turn. It wasn't him, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna turn to him and say, "Listen, I need you to run that way, and I need you to scream and just raise a big commotion in that direction." She's pointing up north down that street.
Okay. Away from you guys in the direction you're coming from?
No.
Sorry.
Well, kind of. She's pointing up.
Oh, I see
way.
that street. Okay. Yep.
Away from us, but not the direction we came from.
Got it.
I need you to run that way, and I need you not to tell anyone you saw us, or else. Also, when everything's over, if you didn't tell anyone, I will help you.
All right, so it's a guy. He looks older, a little bit, jaded. And he's like, "Well, what do you mean by help?"
I think you should start running now. And she kind of like manhandles him and pushes him in the direction.
Okay, let's give me an intimidation. Give me an intimidation roll.
Well, it will also be setting him on fire at the same time.
Are you trying to set him on fire?
Yes. Her intention is sending him running away from us, screaming, on fire. That's what she's
And that's
doing.
going to convince him to keep his mouth shut. Okay.
Yes.
You wish.
I mean, either one of two things is going to happen. He's going to keep his mouth shut because this person set him on fire, and they just did it out of the blue. That seems a pretty good incentive to keep one's mouth shut.
Okay.
Or he'll be dead.
Okay. I still need you to make some sort of intimidation roll just so I can see how he's going to react. So, all right. He does get up. And are you going to make an attack? Let's. How are you going to handle? How are you going to start him on fire exactly?
Nope, not that one.
Bonus action.
This one, ignite.
Ignite. So you can magically ignite a flammable object you touch. An object such as a torch or his clothes in this case.
Yep.
All right. So he gets up and starts patting at the fire and screaming, "Help, they're trying to kill me! Help, they're trying to kill me!" And he does run in the direction that you're going. He's like, "These two ladies and that gold man, they're trying to kill me! Help, someone!" And lights are now starting to go on inside houses down that alley.
Good
I
enough.
didn't see that coming.
Mara's just watching the guy
Running in our direction. It is not helping.
running, and she.
All right, so yeah, you hear his cries of "Help! Murder! Murder!" Those two ladies and that gold man, they're trying to kill me. And fading away from you. Now there are increasing lights going on. You're starting to see people move, curtains shudder. And you're still starting to move fast?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably going faster now.
Right. Yes. Okay. So let's say, this noise draws Jarvis's attention, obviously, because they're only about a block away. They come over and they put their bathrobe over the nimblewright this time, and kind of cover the nimblewright up and help you guys all back into the tavern. So let's say you guys can all move your. Oops. I didn't mean to move her bar there. I grabbed the nimblewright instead. But yeah, you guys are all now back in the tavern. Well, Clue and Jolly are in the cellar with Urstil. And you guys are on the ground floor, I take it, with the nimblewright. And Mara, of course, you Gorko will go also in the house. He's very, he's just watching all this happening because, you guys. And yeah, Mara, you also know that there's a you knocked someone off a roof in the back alley. Although that's probably like the least trafficked area of the street.
Oh right, I was supposed to get that body, wasn't I?
Okay, so you guys are well, at the moment you're back at the tavern. So yeah, this is where you guys can. I'll let you have a talk about what's going on. Also, you probably want to catch each other up on what happened.
Are Clue and Thelvar and them all in the basement?
Yes. Well, yeah, so right now Jarvis is on the ground floor. They tell you that the other members took somebody who resembled the Mr. Floxin fellow in the papers. And they are currently down in the basement. So I guess what we can do is go to we know that Urstil is got manacles on a foot and an ankle. And Jolly is obviously a half orc, and there are 3 of you and 1 of him. He, by the way, other than like calling you names, is not saying anything. So there's not been an important dialogue that you've missed other than cuss words coming out of his mouth, especially when he was being chucked. So yeah, you guys are you're in the basement with a half manacled Urstil Floxin. What would you guys like to do?
After Jarvis tells Mara where Urstil is, she gleefully skips down to the basement. La la torture, la la torture.
Should we put this thing in the basement? And she gestures at the nimblewright.
And Mara's still just singing la la torture, la la as she's skipping along, not paying attention.
Yeah, Jarvis looks at you and is just like shrugs and says, "Whatever. I'm here to help. Whatever you would like to do. You could just invite him to sit at the bar if you want."
Put it in the storage room upstairs.
Okay. How do you communicate with it? Does it understand us? What? Our Jarvis just looks confused at you.
Little metal man, you're going upstairs, and you'll stay there.
It sort of tilts its head a little bit, and Jarvis sort of points towards the staircase and says, "I'll lead them up."
Go with them.
Okay. So it just sort of like nods at you, and yeah, Jarvis and the nimblewright then disappear to the second level. I actually don't even know where that room is. So
Third level.
Third level?
It's all the way at the top. Yep. It's across from where the bobs are, I think.
Okay. All right. Yeah. By the way, the bobs are at the top of the stairs, and they're drinking their coffee, but they're not saying anything. Actually, as Jarvis and the nimblewright go past them on the stairs, as they're sat, on the top step with their little halfling feet sort of resting on the next one, Talkie Bob says, "God, I love this job." It's so much drama. All right, so the nimblewright is now on the third level, and all of you. Well, Hibara's not in the basement yet, but
she goes to the basement as soon as they
all right.
go upstairs.
All y'all are in the basement.
Well, as Mara and Hibara come down the stairs, Thelvar turns to them. What was all that commotion? Someone up there screaming murder, blue murder.
Don't worry about it.
What have you?
Fine.
What do you mean, don't worry about it?
It's
Hibara. That does not make me any worried less, Hibara.
So what you got there?
Torture!
Not torturing him, Mara. It's not efficient.
But bamboo under nails.
I mean, you can maybe later, if we still have him, you can have your fun, but not right now.
La la torture, la la torture. And she's just kind of like doing a little dance.
I mean, guess we're not giving in to the cops then.
Well, this is the guy with the thing, right?
I mean, potentially, yeah. Problem is...
Well, where is it?
I mean, I don't think he's gonna answer that question.
He's glaring at you guys, by the way. He's lying on... I have him pictured as lying on the floor, on his back or sort of on his side, with one knee bent and, like manacled to this other one. So he's just sort of, glowering at all of you.
Mark gets really close and goes and like touches her forehead to him. So she's like looking directly in his eyes. Torture.
All right. He is going to try to headbutt you. So let's see how he does. I don't think you get... No. No, he's not really well positioned, but you see that he makes the effort to try to like back up and headbutt you, but you're able to easily get out of the way.
In response, I just pat him on the head and go, "Good torture."
Good. Well, he's just gonna go, well, here goes nothing, and he's gonna try and cast Charm Person on him.
Oh, okay.
Likely to work because he has advantage on the roll, but who knows?
Yeah, hold on. Sorry, let me just pull up his...
It's DC 13 wisdom saving throw.
Okay, let me just check his... Oops, wrong.
Technically, companions aren't fighting him. He tried to headbutt one, but yeah, no one's actually fighting him.
I mean, I'd say he's hostile at the very least.
Let me see if he's got any... Nope. No. Any extra? All right, so he's just doing a straight up, what is it, a charisma saving throw?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Okay, it doesn't help. He has no bonuses. And your DC is what?
13.
Hey. Oh, wow. Yeah, he failed it. He got a 12. He's really shit. He's such a shit bad guy. I'm so sorry, you guys. Well, actually, he's not the huge big baddie, but he shouldn't be this shit. But at least he's consistently shit. Like, it's a theme for him.
I mean,
all right. So, charm person. He failed a saving throw, and so he is charmed by you for an hour. And he regards you as friendly.
yeah. I mean, hey, so Floxin, where's the stone we're all looking for?
Go chase down that piece of crap tin that I was chasing. It's got the stone, not me.
Huh. Good to know.
Mara
Good to
slowly
know.
starts going out of the room.
He just like turns around. Ibarra, we can deal with this later, and you on your own.
Mara follows Hibara.
But we already have it.
I don't trust you two to try and negotiate with that thing.
It's my friend.
Yeah, it likes
I
her.
will go and do it.
Good.
He's like, hey, friend, this manacle thing is really killing my knee. Can I maybe get out of these shackles?
Clue's just gonna kneel up next to him, just a second longer, buddy. Just a bit longer. We'll get you out of there in no time.
In case you need it, Clue, here's the key to the manacles.
Thank you.
Well, I will go see what I can learn from the nimblewright.
All right, Clue, is there anything else you want to talk to Urstil about?
I mean, I assume you have more than 2 crew members, don't you? Where do you and your people normally hang out?
Well, he's trying to get comfortable, but he's having a kind of difficult time because he's lying on the ground. He's like, I'd really like to tell you, but it's really, my knee is really killing me. Can you at least just shackle my hands so I can sit up?
I mean, Charlie is still in the room, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Clue's just gonna sign at Jolly to just be in front of the cellar door, so if he does try something, he can just run out.
Okay. So
And then he's just gonna unshackle him and then just shackle his legs together. So he at the very least is gonna have a hard time running.
Okay, so it's around his ankles, not around his wrists?
Yeah.
Okay. He's rubbing his elbows. Oh, thanks. That's so much better. And he sort of sits against the wall. He said, yeah, well, most of my crew is over in the Grunhallen, the villa over there because, well, we kind of had to attack them and then ended up having to get in a lot of scuffles, and I think a lot of people got injured or maybe killed. I don't really know. I was trying to get the stone from the missus who runs the villa. She's been working with me. She's been trying to fund my efforts to get the Stone of Galore after we got accused of stealing it from Xanathar. And we learned that we knew it wasn't us. So when we got the trail of the gnome, we ended up almost getting it from the gnome, but that damn piece of tin that she likes to keep around like a pet through the damn fireball nearly killed a couple of my people. Yeah, Yala Growlhund. She's a piece of work, I tell you. Anyway, she ended up getting the stone. I went there to recover. And she said that, she would let me help her. We would work together to uncover all of the wealth. She's one of these noble families, but doesn't feel like they get enough respect and doesn't feel like they have enough money, blah, 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 rich people problems. I didn't really care about that. I just needed her resources. These nobles, they're so gullible, am I right? He sort of laughs at,
Yeah, they definitely are gullible, aren't they, Floxin?
Yeah, yeah, we also tried to get that Renee Never Ember guy, but that didn't work out. Anyway, so yeah,
A lot of your plans don't work out, do they, Floxin?
Oh, you're such a good friend for giving me that kind of feedback. A lot of people just tell me what I want to hear, I guess because I beat the shit out of them if they don't, but it takes a true friend to point out your flaws because they want you to be better. Sort of like puts his hand up and claps you on the shoulder. Like, thanks, man.
You really, really just are dumb, aren't you?
So he acts like he doesn't hear you. Lady Growlhund gave the stone. I think she gave that stone to that piece of tin. She's trying to get it away from me, even though she promised it to me. And that's when it kind of all hell broke loose, and we just started, killing people. And then the cops started coming, and that damn piece of tin went out the window. Got 2 of my guys, and we started chasing after it. And then we met you.
And this Growlhund lady, she have any connections to the watch, or?
Oh gosh, yeah, they all do. The watch is going to be falling over themselves to, about this scandal and, an attack on a rich people's house and everything else. That's why I had to skedaddle out of there, and chase down that damn nimblewright, put some distance between her and me. It was their fault. They promised me the stone and help, uncovering the treasure, but then they tried to backstab me, and they had it coming.
Interesting. Well, I've got good news, Floxin. You're not going to the cops.
Oh, thanks, man. You're the best. That's great. Appreciate that. They got is that coffee I smell? You wouldn't happen to have some fresh coffee available for an old friend, would you?
Definitely do. Definitely do. Let me just get you some.
Excellent.
Yeah, Clue's gonna walk upstairs and call for Mara real quick.
Call for Mara? Okay. Mara, you're hearing Clue's voice downstairs. What are you gonna do?
Well, I'm assuming that while Clue was having his conversation with Floxin, we were attempting to communicate with the nimblewright.
Yeah, so I guess we'll do cut to upstairs. So a few minutes earlier, you guys arrived, and the nimblewright is, like I said, it's got it still has Jarvis's thing on it. Actually, it looks quite nice. You can see that unlike the brass nimblewrights from the Zardos ship, it is definitely like a gold sheen to this nimblewright's body, and it's just sort of sitting in a chair, almost like a puppet, with this very luxurious silk thing that Jarvis wears at night because they have very expensive taste, and they like the feeling of silk and satin against their skin. TMI, all right. And
oh my God.
But it's just sitting there, sort of very patiently, almost like a puppet, because you can't really see its face. I think, yeah, you can. If I make it bigger, you can kind of get an impression of its. It doesn't have the ability to, if I make it super huge, to be very expressive. So you can't. It's hard to read, but it's just sat there. Yeah, all 3 of you guys, Jarvis leaves you to it, and leaves behind. So Hibara, Mara, and Thelvar are there. Sorry, Gorku is also peeking around, being nosy in the room. And the nimblewright, you're upstairs. And then I'll tell you when Clue would be calling upstairs for Mara.
Hibara ran up the stairs, just like zoom.
Okay. So you want to say you get there first? Give you like a round. Okay, so you've got we'll call it like a round of interaction.
Just I don't imagine it. I would imagine that Thelvar would probably start running after Hibara.
Okay.
Mara's just like, there's clearly something extra wrong with Mara right now, but like, it's
Hibara's noticed.
oh yeah, I'm sure Hibara has definitely noticed, but like, it's clear that there's something more off than normal. And so, like, Hibara is skipping up the stairs. La 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 la.
All right, so the three of you kind of all come falling into the room at about the same time on the third level. It's still the same situation. The nimblewright is just sort of sat there.
Hibara would rush up to it and say, "Then a man, where is the thing you stole?"
Patience, Hibara.
It puts its hands up.
Greetings, my friend.
By the way, just say it puts its hands up and open palms, like it's kind of shrugging at you, like, don't know what you're talking about. So, yes. Sorry, Thelvar was gonna say.
Greetings, my shiny friend. The reason we have brought you here is your creator asked us to find you and look after you. So, a nice big hello from them.
The nimblewright kind of gives you it puts its hands up and it makes, as it sort of draws it down, like an oval and then a second oval and then a third oval.
What does that mean?
By any chance, do you have the ability to write?
It nods.
Good. Take out a pen and some paper and hand it to him. Right, if you could write your replies, that would be very handy. We have plans to learn your language, but haven't actually managed to do it as yet.
Okay. And so it writes, "Lady?" ?
Which lady would that be?
It writes, "Friend? Lady?" ?
Oh, that would
Her?
be. Hello, best friend. How are you?
It says, it sort of writes you a smiley face, and it says, "Villa, lady, friend?" ?
So the lady in the villa is your friend, yes? Or are you asking us if she is your friend?
It pauses at your first question and writes yes at your second question.
I do believe that she's not your friend. To her, you are just a means to an end.
So it writes.
Whereas,
Okay. Yep. Go ahead. Sorry.
Whereas for us, well, for myself personally, most definitely, I don't like to see anyone being subjugated in the way that you clearly have been, as well as your creator back at the church.
Its head tilts again, and it writes NYM ?
Yes, Nim.
It jumps up out of its seat. Not to like attack or something, but it kind of like bounces around a little bit. And then sits back down in its chair.
Yes, Nim has been very worried about you. Unfortunately, they are unable to leave the church at the moment. But trust me, myself and my compatriots are planning to rectify that as soon as we can.
Yes, there won't be a temple there for much longer.
So the nimblewright looks at the sort of like its head turns to each of you, and it notices that there are chairs in the room, but you're not sitting. And so it sort of points at you and points at the chairs.
Yeah, Delvar takes a seat.
Anyone else?
So,
Anyone
Mara
else?
goes to sit down.
It wants you to sit by it, Mara. It sort of like motions for you to sit in one of the chairs next to it.
Mara takes the seat closest to it. Thank you, best friend.
so I suppose first things first, could you tell us your name?
It shakes its head at you.
Do you have a name?
He writes down Tin Man, Thing, Metal Man.
Oh, that is not right. We must figure out a name for you. But I do think it's best for your mother to actually decide. We will sort that out. So for now, we will just call you Friend. Is that fine with you?
It nods. At this point, you hear Mara from the basement being shouted up, and then you hear the Bobs going, Mara! Clue's calling for you.
My best friend! And she skips out of the room.
Okay, so we're gonna do a camera track on Mara as she goes down the steps. You go through the Bobs who make way for you on the staircase. Like, just the best. And you're heading down to the kitchen, or where are you heading?
I'm heading to wherever what's his bucket is.
Oh, Clue and Jolly? Yep, they're
Yeah.
back. They're still down in the cellar.
So I go to the cellar.
Okay, all right. So rejoining Clue, Jolly, and now Mara, you're in the cellar with Urstil.
Torture time?
So, first of all, good news, Marge. I mean,
first,
not
but
yet.
yes.
Probably want to deal with the. We're gonna do some torture. On that
actually,
topic, I was thinking about maybe now we have a bit of time. Maybe play some doing because we don't.
Ooh, for me at least, you broke up a little bit. So can you say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, you broke
Really?
up a lot.
We need information anymore, so I'm thinking more humiliation. You get me?
There's this like amazingly cool, weird audio lag where there's like a gap,
so,
and then you
Mara,
talk.
so yeah, torture's
I can't.
Okay, so I'm very.
This is a shit internet.
Very robotic.
Okay, so Mara,
Oh, that's better, I think.
No, it's not.
You want to try it one more time?
Okay.
Because it was working not so badly
so
before.
Mara, so what the hell's happening?
Woo.
Can you hear me okay now?
Yes, that
Yes.
seems to be better.
Guess that's a no. Okay. Okay, so Mara, I basically got all the info I could want out of him, so I'm less thinking getting information out of him and more just general humiliation. Just a warning for other people to not dumbass.
Okay.
Mara cracks her nails.
All right. Mara, can
So,
Mara do an intelligence
what-
roll? Oh, sorry.
An intelligence roll?
Yeah. Just really quick. See what. Straight up intelligence.
I'm like, where am I?
Oh yeah, you remember you still have a body in the street. There's still a dead person. While all this drama has been happening, just a mental note. There's still a corpse in your back alley. So
Clue, while I talk to Floxin, do you mind getting the dead body I threw off the building? That'd be awesome.
Yep, not a horrible idea. Yep, will do.
Thank you. Bye.
okay,
Now
so
it's playtime.
all right, we're gonna pause the torture session.
Oh, come on.
And we'll cut back to the nimblewright just to let that play out, and then we'll figure out with Clue, and then we'll come back to you. So you'll have a couple minutes. All right, so back upstairs, yes, it's Hibara and Thelvar and the nimblewright. And I think you just asked it. Oh, you've asked if you can call it friend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's very good, friend. So, from what we gather, the lady at the villa has been having you do some not very nice things.
It writes down the word fetch on the paper.
Indeed, and
What did you fetch?
well, we know what it fetched, Mara.
It reaches into
No.
it reaches into its pocket and it pulls out something wrapped in paper and sets it
Hibara
on the
reaches for
table.
it. Oh well, then Hibara just takes it.
All right. So what is she going to do with it?
Look at it. What is it?
Mm-hmm. So what you see when you open it is that the piece of paper is wrapping up a gray stone, about the size of the palm of your hand or so, with some markings on it, and it's a kind of bluish grayish tint to it. It's got a little bit of a sheen, but it's not very shiny. Think of like a sedimentary rock that's, kind of still wet with the ocean. It's got kind of a gloss to it. And on the piece of paper, it looks like a sort of drawn city map. And at some street in the Trades Ward district, there's an X over a part of the street with the name Fernius Stormcastle written on it.
She hands the paper to Thelvar.
Thelvar looks at it. So, is this where you were supposed to take it?
Just writes down deliver.
Right, thank you. That has been very helpful. But yes, as I was saying, I understand that you, other than the fetch and deliver of the stone, you've also been encouraged to do some other not so nice things. And Thelvar reaches into his coat and pulls out the necklace of fireballs, like what you did with this thing.
So it writes down Villa Lady instructions. If I see the gnome, throw the shiny thing.
I didn't want to interrupt, but like Hibara missed this because she just left. She took the stone and left.
Okay.
Basically, she gave the paper to Thelvar and then walked out of the room. So she still does not know about this necklace of fireballs.
Okay, all right. Yeah. So as you're passing the paper back and forth between you and friend, Hibara is like ghosts you.
Pretty much.
Yes. And it writes that about throw the shiny thing, and then he said, she didn't say there would be fire.
Yes, indeed, and that is why she is definitely not your friend. She asked you to do some very bad things, and yes, tricked you into doing those very bad things. Believe me, we will not be asking you to do anything like that.
It just sort of tilts its head at you. You didn't ask a question, so it didn't really have anything. I was just listening.
So, has this lady had you do anything else for her?
Let's see. It sort of leans back in the chair, and then it says, deliver tea, shine silver, stay out of sight. It just kind of like, it seems to be just listing off a series of domestic chores that it's describing in different rooms of the house and different tasks. It seems to be like going through a list of various things that it had been asked to do. And every once in a while stay out of sight, don't go outside. It's almost like it's in its mind, it's going through a list of all the commands it kind of has on file almost.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Using you as an object rather than the person that you are. Very not good of her. But don't you worry, we will be looking after you for the foreseeable future.
And it writes again, Nim, question mark?
Yes. Nim, we will be liberating from their current owner, and we will be reuniting the two of you. And we have a possibility for passing you to someone who will look after you very well.
It reaches over and gives you a hug.
And Thelva hugs him back. Yes, my friend, you are safe now.
Sort of like sits there, sort of tilting its head, kind of like a dog, like back and forth, just kind of like waiting for you to say something.
Belvar is very lucky that Mara's not in the room. She'd kill him if she'd want that hug.
You might have gotten one first if you were in the room, because it does kind of like mostly knows you like the most by about 2 seconds of everybody in the group, but that's so, yes. So let's cut to we'll leave this tender moment. Mara, Jolly is still there, or did you take Jolly with you? Clue.
Nope, Clue's going to do this on his own.
Oh, okay, fun. So yeah, Jolly's standing back there. He just looks like muscle. He looks like call him in Germany, Toursteher, a bouncer at a club with his arms folded, and he's just kind of stood back there, like not saying anything, just watching stuff. Yeah, Mara, you're down there with Urstil.
Mara turns to Jolly. You might want to hide or leave, because what I'm going to start doing to our friend here, plausible deniability is always best, friend. And she's still cracking her knuckles and just kind of like itching. Like Jolly can tell that there is definitely something bad is going to happen to.
Okay. All right. Yeah, he shrugs. He's seen a lot in his time. He's fine.
All right. She turns to Floxin. So we could do this the easy way, the hard way, or the fun way.
What's the fun way? He asks.
I'm glad you asked. See, I've had these friends that I've been wanting to practice their techniques. Oh, there was Rasputin. Oh, the man was a genius. And then there was Vlad the Impaler. He was fun. But H.H. Holmes. Oh, H.H. Holmes. So, pick. Vlad, Rasputin, or Holmes. She just kind of blinks at him in like crazy-eyed way.
Like, I don't know, the middle thing?
Rasputin, of course. And then she just kind of skips off to like somewhere in the ether that is the basement. And it's just like, what can I use? What can I use? And
You're
she, like,
do an investigation roll?
sure.
Okay.
Investigation.
Down here there's the bobs sometimes keep broken not the street level broom, not the inside broom, but like the harsher, broom and bristle that they use on the front stoop that you built.
Mm-hmm.
and also kind of like a dustpan, and there's also like some stuff of garbage, but there's not too much down here. Just looking around just quite yet. This has been cleared out to be storage for the kitchens and also for the tavern when it gets opened. So it's been mostly kind of like cleared away, getting ready for the final shelving to be installed.
Oh, cool. There's nothing for Rasputin. But she looks at the broom. The CIA is always a classic.
Okay.
And she like flips the broom over and like pulls a couple of the like really hard bristles out.
Okay.
Looks at them and then looks at Floxin. We're gonna have fun, friend. And then slowly walks back to him.
Okay. Yep.
Someone might want to stop her at some point.
We're gonna cut now over to Clue. So Clue, you're going outside, and Mara is like starting to sing and starting her conversation with Jolly. Yeah. So in the back alley, it's pretty dark still. There's not as much lighting, obviously, in these areas as there is in the main streets, and so most of what it is you know, like you can see lights on in houses, but it's not massively well lit. And as you turn the corner, you can pretty quickly see there's a crumpled shape of the thug on the ground, right where it is in the map.
Okay, so Clue's gonna look around to make sure nobody's watching him.
Okay, yeah, you can do a perception check.
Perception. 17.
Yeah. As I said, you mostly see house lights, but you don't see anyone looking toward the back alleys. Like you don't see any faces peering through windows or anything.
In that case, he is gonna use disguise self to make himself look like Floxin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go right ahead. Yeah.
After which he walks up to the corpse, just takes the spear out and tries to throw it somewhere where it's not easily found.
No,
And
you're
then he
supposed to bring that back to Mara.
She can pick it up later.
No.
And then he's slowly but surely gonna start dragging the corpse toward the main street.
Okay. Are you heading toward the north entrance or the south entrance? Toward the tavern or away from the tavern?
And there's the tavern.
Oh, sadly you dropped out, so all I heard was tavern.
Yeah, he's going towards the tavern.
Toward the tavern, toward the north entrance.
No.
Okay. So, can you
has a plan.
Can you go ahead and give me an athletics check, please?
I'm bad at those.
We'll see. Maybe you'll roll well. Oh god, yeah. This is gonna take forever. This is gonna the sun's gonna be up by the time you drag this guy all the way to the front part of the street.
I mean, he just needs it to vaguely get inside of the cops. That's the only point he has.
Okay, so where do you want to drag him exactly? Could you ping it on the map for me?
I mean, he's trying to get him over here, but if it's taken a while, he's just trying to move it so that as the cops come in from over here, he's in their line of sight, which would be closest point would be here-ish probably.
Okay. All right. So I will say that it takes you a while. You know, you're hauling and stuff, and you're going past the cellar door when you can start to hear Amara. What was she saying at the end of your line?
The CIA is always a classic.
Yes, you hear these words kind of float out from the cellar door of Mara, and you have a feeling the torture hasn't started yet, but it's about to. So, are you going to continue to drag the body toward the street, or are you going to investigate the cellar at all? Also, you should do. Can I have you do a wisdom check on the effects of your spell?
Wisdom check. Space wisdom?
Yeah. Let's see if you remember. No, you're like, oh, I'm sure she kicks the shit out of him. He'll still be fine. He'll still be charmed if she kicks the shit out of him. Okay.
I mean, Clue was kind of assuming Mara would be smart enough to like restrain him before starting the torture.
Well,
No.
he's got his hands done, but he's got his feet free. So, okay. So, are you going to continue then? I take it toward the street. Okay. So you've got a little bit of a time gap there. Basically, we're going to have to go back to Mara and see what she does because Clue's not going to do shit, and neither is Jolly. He's used to watching people get their asses kicked. So, Hibara, you are sliding out of the room as Sylvar is having this back and forth with a friend, the nimblewright. Where do you go? What do you do?
Oh, she goes back to her room.
Okay.
And she's going to consult the weather channel.
The weather channel.
What's the weather look like tonight?
What?
You can check the almanac, and it says.
No, Druidcraft.
Oh, okay. All right.
Straight up cheating. It's always magic. Always is magic.
Predicts the weather at your location. In the next 24 hours, it is going to be overcast, a little bit on the chilly side, but no snow. And in kind of like a day you definitely want to, wear a sweater and gloves when you go outside, and you might start to get warm. But no massive rain clouds in the area and no sort of like thunderstorms or anything like that. Just kind of normal drizzly gray autumn weather, but without the drizzle.
But will it be a clear night?
Okay. Let's find out. I'm going to do it. Okay. It is going to be partly cloudy.
With the chance of meatballs?
Yes.
All right. Then she's gonna hunker down and chill for the next 4 hours, taking her long rest.
Okay, where is the stone?
It's in her pocket.
Okay. Is she going to attune to it?
No. She wouldn't have a reason to.
Okay. All right. So yes, if you want to, you're checking out for the next 4 hours, so you will not be taking a point of exhaustion at 6 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Hibara's just gone.
Pretty much.
Right. Thelvar. Yeah. So when you kind of look behind you a little bit, and Hibara's already gone as your conversation with the nimblewright ends, and it's still looking at you, like kind of like a lost puppy. Like you get the feeling that it now that you were the one who's talking to it the most, it's gonna like be looking to you because everyone else is left to sort of tell it what to do or where to go or whatever.
Hadn't thought much beyond this part, to be honest. Because I think we've got pretty much most of the info that we can out of it. So, friend, is there anything you think you will require for the time being?
It does this thing where it's obviously seen humanoid creatures do gestures, and it makes this very exaggerated action of like putting its elbow into its like resting in its hand and putting a finger under its chin. If you understand, like the left hand kind of cups the elbow, and the other one, it kind of like looks like someone really over exaggerating a thinking motion. And it sort of like does its head back and forth in this almost overly theatrical puppet like motion, and then it kind of drops its hands and just shakes its head. No.
Very good. Well, if you do need anything at any point, please come to myself or to the person that brought you up to the room. Their name is Jarvis. either me or them will get you anything you need.
It writes down on the paper, can I look out the window?
Of course you can.
Okay.
You're not a prisoner here, but for the time being alone, it is a good idea to lay low, is what we would say. Just for tonight, you may look out the window, but for the time being, it's best you don't leave here with everything going on outside. But other than that, you will be free to come and go once things have quietened down a little.
It goes back to its list of commands it had given you earlier, and it circles stay out of sight.
Yes, but only for the time being. It's not permanent like it was before.
It starts to drag its chair over to the window, like it's just going to sit facing outside. Like it's going to just sort of sit looking out the window. You know, like cats and dogs also. Like when they're like indoors, they it's like television for them. Oh, and it does before you leave. It sort of it does come over and it writes books.
Books, yes, in my room. It's downstairs, and just if you go down and round this corner, my room is there. I have a interesting selection of books in there. You can help yourself to them.
Okay. Are you also going to be going downstairs? Or are you going to stay up on this third level? I guess I can also show you what the levels of the house. You guys get a sense of who is where. Renovated town. So ground level, cellar, that's the fourth level. This is the second level, and this is the third level, right? Yes. So, and which one is your room, Thelvar?
This is my room.
Okay.
But I believe he's been taken up to this room.
Oh, okay.
Because Ibarra said opposite the Bob's room, which is
up there. Okay.
Well, it's one of these two. I can't remember. One's for the Bobs, and the other one's spare.
Yes, I'll have to put some sort of label, I think. Yeah. So like this one has attic storage. Okay, got it. Okay, sorry. I'll put you back on the renovated. Okay, so it it's gonna head down and look through your book collection. Pick up a couple books. Go back and start and read next to. I mean, it's pretty dark at this point, so it's going to be hard to read dark. I don't think it has dark sight. I'll have to check its stats. But yes, it's going to look out the window and watch the sun come up, and then when the sun comes up, where it's bright enough to read, you'll be finding it. Reading in front, like literally sat in front of the window, like. So where are you going to go?
I'm gonna head back down to the ground floor. Presumably, I'll run into Jolly at that point.
Well, first you run into the Bobs, and not silent Bob says, "So, got another roommate, huh?"
Indeed, we do.
Cool. They're the ones that's wanted in the paper, huh?
That they are, yes.
Yeah. The guy downstairs, he's wanted in the paper too, huh?
Oh, very much so.
You guys have the most exciting lives.
Sometimes a little too exciting.
Yeah, we're done with our coffee. We'll come down and get you a fresh cup on your way down to the cellar if you want to come with us. So, if you want to stop off with the Bobs, you can also walk downstairs in the cellar to watch the torture with a fresh cup of coffee.
Are the Bobs gonna come watch the torture?
No. The Bobs are like basically they're not getting involved with this because they figure if you guys need them to clean up blood or whatever else, you'll tell them. But at the moment, they're pretty much just like having their morning routine, except with wanted criminals all over your house.
Okay.
So, all right, yeah. So, Thelvar, did you want to grab a cup of coffee on your way down? to the cellar.
I will definitely have a cup of coffee, but if Mara's down there performing torture, I think I'll just sit in the bar area and drink my coffee. Thank you very much.
All right. So as you guys are all each pouring your fresh pot of coffee, you hear Mara going, "Oh, the CIA are so good at whatever." She like this. So I'm just trying to link all you guys up in time, to like orient
CIA
you.
is a classic.
Yes. Right. So back downstairs, and you got this guy who's looking at you. He's like thinking you're gonna give him a gift or something because he's currently charmed by Clue's spell for another probably 45 minutes.
Mara does not care.
Okay.
She just bursts into song. Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah. Someone's in the kitchen, I know. As if like, as she's just like walking up to him and about looks at the bristles and just kind of goes, okay. Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah, and takes his hand, takes his chained hand, and just kind of inspects it and trying to pick which fingernail she's gonna shove the bristle under.
Mm-hmm.
All the while still singing, she picks a finger, and she looks at him and she's like, "Okay, so this is gonna hurt just a little bit. Feel free to scream. Screaming always makes it better." And goes about her torture.
All right, I guess you need to make an attack roll, so you can kind of not quite know how to play this.
An attack roll?
Well, I mean, he does. It's gonna at least he's chained up, but so the situation is he's on the ground, his feet are free, his hands are in manacles, and he is. Because he's charmed, he's willingly sort of letting you touch his hand. So you can make your just a straight up attack roll with advantage, but he will kind of flinch, we'll say, which is a natural reaction. Yes. But you can do it with advantage because he is manacled.
Mm-hmm. I feel so terrible. Mara feels terrible. War does not care. So attack is that?
Let's see. Let's just do an unarmed attack.
Okay.
Yeah. So give me one of your. Oh yeah. You. So a couple things happen. One, you hit him. You can roll a 1d4 for damage, I guess. See under his finger.
Oh, I didn't hit him. I'm shoving
but
bristles underneath.
Right. So you managed to do it. Okay. So you're gonna do 3 damage, and he is no longer charmed. So you're kind of in an initiative. You attacked him now, and so he is going to let's see. I'm not kind of. I'm used to people, of course, having their regular attacks. Okay, so he gets 2 short sword attack. I'm gonna say he is going to do an acrobatics roll and try to kick you in the head in reaction, because again, his feet are free. I'm not entirely sure how to It's weird because I'm not used to martial arts. Normally people have weapons, and so I don't have to think about this stuff. So I guess if other people, has anyone else here DM'd or had experienced this in a game before? Does it make more sense to do an acrobatics roll here, or should I just roll a straight up attack? I guess I'm thinking a straight up attack.
Yeah, just straight up attack.
Okay, maybe at disadvantage because he's shackled.
Oh yeah, if his arms are shackled, he definitely has disadvantage.
So yeah, but he's
that's just the property of the manacles.
Yes,
but yeah, just a basic unarmed attack. So that's just a D4, D20. I think.
A D20. Right.
Oh right.
And D4 damage. Okay,
yeah.
And he doesn't have any strength bonus, so just. No, so he kicks at you. He gets. It doesn't matter. He can get lower than a 7, but disadvantage doesn't really matter at this point. But yeah, he's basically tries to kick out at you, and yes. So and Jolly again is kind of watching this because he doesn't want to interfere with your stuff. So yeah, you guys have now going at it. So what do you want to do next?
Mara just laughs at him and just grabs his hands again and goes for another and goes to shove another broom bristle underneath his.
So this time I'm going to treat this like grappling. So it's going to be your strength versus his strength or acrobatics.
Okay.
To see if you can grapple him. And go ahead and give me an athletics check.
An athletics check?
Yep.
Alrighty. Ah, shit.
Okay, and he is going to use acrobatics to try to get out of your way. So yeah, he manages to get around you, and he's on his feet now. And his hands are like, think about somebody who is cuffed in the front, which leaves him pretty dangerous. He's going to be hitting you at disadvantage, but he did manage to get up because he's got really good acrobatics. And to get out of your way. So now he has got a chance to swing at you. Advantage on a roll against. Hasn't taken his turn. First, that's already its first turn. Okay, so he is going to madly kind of swing out at you with both hands.
Okay.
With disadvantage. Nope. So you're starting to hear like you asshole, you complete asshole. I've been growing my nails out, you jerk, and now you've gone ahead and screwed up my manicure. I'm gonna break your face. He shouts.
Mara's reaction is she giddily claps at him.
Okay, all right. So at this point,
get angry, get screamy, yay!
Clue. At this point, you've dragged the body to the middle of the road, and you're stood in the middle of the road with a corpse at your feet, looking like Urstil Floxin. You're also now starting to hear shouts and swearing. Yeah, Clue made himself to disguise self, so he looks like Urstil Floxin. Yeah. So what do you want to do now?
I mean, how far are the watch still away that were coming from the villa?
Let's see. Why don't you go ahead and give me a perception check?
16.
All right. So you don't hear anything necessarily coming from the villa, but you do hear farther up the street, that an officer is saying, "Okay, who tried to set you on fire?" And as you look up, there's now this beggar person whose clothing has been lit on fire, and two members of the watch, and he is pointing at the tavern saying, "I think they went in that direction. I think they see that guy. I think that they went over by him." And the cops look at you, and they see Urstil Floxin, and they start running at you.
Yeah, Chloe's just gonna dash back into the alley and just gonna try and break line of sight, and then just like remove the disguise self.
Okay. I will say that you've got 2 rounds of advantage. So that's like 12 seconds. So you can get out of their line of sight. And what are you gonna do in the alley? Are you gonna? Because there is also, have to remember, yelling and screaming coming out of your cellar right now.
I mean, that's kind of an issue. I mean, I guess I need to distract him more, so he's gonna stay as Fox and just run a bit further. Just trying to get them past the cellar. It's like, ooh, Mara, you're making this difficult.
All right, so the 2 cops are going to be chasing after Clue, who looks like Urstil Floxin. And let's see if don't know if I have let me check. I wasn't prepared for the watch to have to do perception checks on the torture session happening in the basement of a business that's about to open. But that's what you guys do for me each week.
I mean, at this point, you should have expected that one.
Yes.
I mean, I told you it was going to happen last week.
Well, I didn't know that they're gonna let you get away with it.
I didn't either. I was expecting
someone to stop you, and they're all like, "Hey, you run with this character. Let's see where this goes."
I was expecting her to at least gag him before trying to torture him.
Yeah, he's rusty. It's been a while.
All right, let me see. There we go. We'll bring the captain in. The captain will be a good person. Be a sort of stand for those characters. So let's check their perception. So there's 2 of them. They are kind of distracted by Urstil. On the other hand, they're hearing commotion. So I'm gonna say that the disadvantage of being distracted by Urstil cancels out the advantage that they would get from being near the cellar so close, to see if they would get distracted. So the 1 and okay, so one of them doesn't care at all, just starts running. The other one pauses up a little bit, and trying to. This one they can. Okay, they can hear shouting. I'm just reasoning this out, but they don't know how Urstil's voice sounds. So they can hear people fighting in the basement, but they also think Urstil is running straight away and away from them. So this first captain, one of them is going to make a mental note to come back here, but because there is a bounty basically out on Urstil, they're gonna go ahead and chase Clue. All right, I guess we're gonna go back to the street now, because Clue, you are you're in a.
Well, he's gonna run to the south side of the street, and he's gonna see once again, try and break line of sight and see if anybody can see him.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll a D100, and I'm gonna say that given all of the noise and the fact that it's becoming closer to like 5 o'clock, there are gonna be a higher chance of people being in the street. So. What would be a reasonable? Okay, I'm gonna roll if it's under 30%. This street is empty. 30% or under. You are so fucking lucky. You're so fucking lucky.
Okay, Philly's just gonna round the corner, get out of line of sight, go out of the sky zone. Wait a second, is that Urstil Floxin?
All right, so go ahead and give me either a performance or a deception check with advantage. So let me see. Where is your thing, Clue? Where is your token? No, that's Jolly. That's there's Mara and Habara. I don't see where you went to.
I mean, we're currently on the other map, but I should be.
Oh, sorry. I'm very apologetic. You guys should be there. Keep forgetting it's a 2-step.
I am over here.
Oh, okay, all right. So I had it. So here's where the captain is. So they were like about here. You made a break for it. One of them paused slightly here, and then you were gonna run to the south entrance, this direction,
yep.
Right? Okay,
Right
and
here,
then you get there, you break sight, and they're chasing after you. And then what do you do?
I go out of my disguise self and just very loudly yell, "Is that Urstil Floxin?" And just like kind of pretend like he kept running, and I just like was walking back.
Okay, so where are you walking to at this point after you shout that?
I'm just walking back to the tavern, the place I'm supposed to be going, because it's where I live.
All right, so the officers are running towards you. They slow down and say, "Did you see Floxin?"
Yeah, he went that way and just points to the east, west over here.
All right, now you're going to do it with advantage, but go ahead and either give me a performance or a deception check.
Deception, come on, don't disappoint me now. 22.
The dice save your asses so many times tonight. Yeah, they just barrel down the road. And you can hear one of them say to the other, "We got to go back, though. I heard some weird noise coming out of that cellar." as they run down an empty street. One of them is saying, "I don't see him. Do you see him? I don't see him." But they keep going in that direction. All right. So where do you go after this?
I mean, he's just gonna run on back to the tavern. Just like try and pop his back into the basement. He's like, Mara, you're gonna need to move this body pretty quickly.
Mark could hear him, right?
Yeah. I take it you go through the cellar door and say that to her. Yeah. There's a fight going on downstairs, by the way. They're like
he just like opens the cellar door, saying that, and just sees the fight happening. Like,
it's not really a fight. The guy's trying to fight. Mara is just like bouncing on the balls of her feet, giggling at him, like maniacally giggling at him. At this point, she's just like, "Come at me, bro."
Looking at this, like, oh no.
So yeah, you
What
see the
have I
charm
done?
spell. The charm spell is completely gone. Urstil is swearing and yelling, and he's cursing at her. He's calling her names. He's swearing he's gonna break her skull. Jolly just like looks at you, shrugs. He's like, I don't think this is my business. I think I'm just, this is good. Let this play out. What do you want me to do?
She's just gonna look at John and is like, yeah, you're right. Better not interfere with. Yes.
All right, so are you getting into the cellar and shutting the cellar door, or what are you going around the front door now, or what are you doing?
Oh, no, he's just going into the cellar door. He feels like he might need to help Mara get this done a bit quicker.
Okay.
And quieter.
Yeah, and Felvar, you're hearing this noise in the kitchen as you're drinking coffee. Are you doing anything?
Basically, he goes to the cellar door, opens it, and like, it might be an idea to keep it down a bit in there.
Oh yeah, you saw, by the way, the cops go running by. Just so you know.
Those watchmen are likely to be coming back if they heard what was going on down there, so keep it down.
Someone's cleaning in the cellar with Dinah. Someone's cleaning in the cellar, I know. Someone's cleaning in the cellar with Dinah, strumming on the old banjo.
All right. So, who was the last person to do the attack? He did an attack on you?
Yes.
Okay. So you get to go, and again, he'll be able to we'll see if you hit his armor class. You can do it with advantage because he is on his feet, but of course his hands are shackled. So.
Well, Mara's still just thinking. She's now like, because both Clue and Thelvar yelled at her. Someone's cleaning in the cellar with Dinah. Someone's cleaning in the cellar, I know. Like maniacally, kind of sounds like. Again, she's got a screw loose.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, smack him. Go ahead and go ahead and you just smacked him upside the head. Now I know no more things underneath the fingernails or anything, right?
Yeah. She hits him and goes, "Really? Just calm down. There's no need to scream. I know I said it was fun, but now it's just getting tiring. So if you stay quiet, I will no longer mess up your manicure."
All right, well, first do your damage. So you smack him for 6 plus the other 3. He's nowhere near looking like you're doing that much damage. This guy is fucking hard. And is like, y'all are a bunch of assholes. I'm gonna kick all your asses. I'm gonna scream my head off. He's like, well, all right. I don't want the cops here either. So you stay the fuck away from me. Stop your singing. I will stop trying to defend myself from your vicious attacks.
Mara thinks about it. Like, she's really thinking hard, like trying to determine, does she really want to stop playing with this man?
He's also thinking hard about whether or not he wants to kick your ass too. So.
Yeah. I mean, the Popo coming here is a bad idea, and Blue didn't finish cleaning up the body because a certain idiot decided to start screaming. So I gotta clean that up, and man, fine, I'll stop. But I make no promises about the singing. The singing is how I keep the monsters away. And the team skips out the cellar door to go find the body.
All right. Urstil looks at you, Clue, and he says, "You need to watch your sister. She's going to have her birthday coming up here pretty soon." Which you recognize as thieves can't.
So, well, I mean, don't really like calling her my sister, but you're kind of right.
So he sits down. He says, "I never did get my fucking coffee, you pricks. Give me my goddamn coffee or I'll scream my head off."
I guess Clue's gonna get some coffee.
Okay. Jolly's like, "Oh, can you get me some too? I'll stay down here and watch him if you give me some coffee."
No problem.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So Clue comes up. And the Bobs pour you like fetch down 2 cups, and at this point the coffee pot's getting empty, so they're gonna need to make another pot because they didn't plan to have like so many people in the house at 5 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, they pour you 2 cups of coffee, which you can take down, 1 to Jolly, and you basically kind of put the one in. It's only like half full in front of Urstil because if he wants to chuck it at Jolly, he's not going to get a face full of. I would assume you'd kind of like not give him a weapon. And so
before taking them down, Clue spits in the one he plans on giving to Floxin.
Okay, all right, you could do that. So he doesn't know. He's he's got like a half a cup of coffee with a loogie at the bottom, but it's still fine coffee. That the Bobs have made. All right. So at the moment, yes, you've got a police report from, one, Hibara is upstairs asleep. The beggar she set on fire has filed a complaint with the police. You have 2 wanted criminals in your house. And the police are going to probably be coming back. It was like, they left, but yeah, you heard that commotion. So I guess everyone except Hibara, who's asleep, is in the kitchen now, drinking coffee.
Oh. No, Mara is trying to find the body.
Oh, you're outside. Okay, well...
Yeah, Mara's
Clue?
finishing up the job that Clue
Why? I
wants.
had to carry the body. They think Floxin killed him now.
Yeah, do you say that to her, like out the window, or do you go? Okay, so you explain. He re-explains the situation, so you understand that now the police think that body was being moved by Floxin. So
Woo! Skips right on back in, says hello to Floxin with like not even like as if nothing that just transpired in like the last 10 to 15 minutes happened. He's like, "Hi! Bye!" and skips right up the stairs to go get a cup of coffee.
Okay. All right. So yeah. After a abbreviated torture session, you guys are in your kitchen drinking coffee with the Bobs. And Clue, of course, you don't know what happened upstairs, and Thelvar, so if you guys, want to kind of figure out, exchange information and without Hibara, because she's in her meditative phase. Yes. Trancing.
So, Thelvar, we might have a bit of a problem. The cops are gonna be coming over here, and, Floxin is there, and a problem.
Yes, we'll deal with the watch when they arrive. I have a plan. Just follow along. You too, Jarvis. Just pretend your foot is hurt.
Left or right foot, they ask you.
Left foot.
All right. Well, and Jarvis reaches for like a kitchen towel and wraps it around their left foot and ties it off and says, "I'll forget which foot is supposed to be injured otherwise." So, yes, sort of like wrap it up as if it had been sprained. Is this sort of what you were looking for, sir?
Yes, that will do. Basically. It's as if a full barrel had been dropped on your foot and you twisted it or something.
Ah, I see where you're going with this. Right. Okay, well, I'll make sure I set up by the bar and elevate my foot.
Jolly good.
Yeah.
On a more positive note, we have the stone. Hibara has it at the moment. And we've also got details of where it was to be delivered. But our nimblewright friend is placated and is safely upstairs and knows to keep out of sight.
All of a sudden, Mara bursts into a Mary, Mary, Quite Contrary. How does your garden grow? With silver bells and taco shells and pretty maids all in a row.
All right.
While she's drinking her coffee.
So at this point, it's getting on 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going to say that because you guys, except for Hibara, have gone all night because we went and did the adventure in the cemetery first, and then you didn't get a full night's sleep because of the noise on your roof. All three of you are going to have to take a point of exhaustion. So from ability scores and attack rolls are at disadvantage until you get a long rest. Yeah. Okay. You guys are in the kitchen, except for now Jarvis has gone into the main area and is propped their fake wounded ankle up on one of the bar stools and is having Liff, like sort of fan them, practicing like being overcome with pain for a convincing performance. And at about 15 minutes or so after you saw the watch run off, there is a knock at the front door.
Here we go. Thelvar gets up and walks to the door and opens it. Hello, officers. How may I help you?
So you see, one is like a more middle-aged, really red in the face, huffing terribly. Doesn't look like he does a lot of chases. Looks more like a desk jockey than like a street copper to you. And a younger one who looks much more fit, but also looks pretty fresh-faced. The older one does the talking and says, we've had a complaint, an assault complaint. Apparently there were 3 people in the streets. One of them matched the description of a wanted nimblewright. Also 2 women, one with does Hibara have brown hair?
She has green hair currently.
Oh, yes, right. He checks his notes. A green colored elf. And also another lady. What would you say Mara is? In her picture she just looks like rake thin and incredibly dexterous. So what's Mara's like physical features?
That's Mara. That's not the perfect photo. That is her.
It's an exceptionally thin looking woman, but it was pretty much the green elf who assaulted a member, a street person, a little ways up the road, set him on fire. That sound about right?
Oh, that sounds terrible. I hope the poor fellow is okay.
Well, he does have a few 1st and 2nd degree burns. Also, his only pair of clothing was set on fire. So, but his bedding and other stuff escaped. But yeah, he's gonna have to go see a cleric or some sort of healer and try to get some free healing if he wants to make sure that wound doesn't get infected or cause him any problems. It kind of looks, you can see that the guy is sort of like standing still in the middle of the road, but he's too afraid to get any closer to the tavern. Oh, yeah, sorry. Before we continue, yeah, Corey.
Where's Urstil? Is he in the bar area, or is he still in the?
He's still in the basement.
Okay.
He also,
yeah.
But it's kind of like the whole British thing about not wanting to get the police involved. Like, he hates coppers, and he knows you guys don't want to bring the cops in, so he's quite happy to not call out to the cops because he's a wanted man. So
I just wasn't sure if he's like just slightly out of eyesight, or if he's in the basement.
He's downstairs. So I think, when the cellar door was open, the way that I pictured it is you could, in my mind at least, you can see down the steps and like the first part of the ground, but you'd actually have to go underneath to see what was happening in the room. It's not, because the cellar doesn't work like a ground level apartment. So they didn't see him, and he's still downstairs, and he knows the coppers are on upstairs, and he's hoping to dodge them. He's hoping to dodge you guys too, but first thing is he's got to make sure that he doesn't get caught by the cops. So,
oh yes, that is terrible. I don't know who would do such a thing.
Well, you mind if we come in and have a look around? We also heard some ruckus.
Yes. That's why we know nothing about what was going on. Come into the bar. Come in.
All right, they kind of come in, look around suspiciously. They're looking for any signs of a struggle. They're looking for any signs of a green elf.
Yes. Come in. Would you like a drink?
Is that coffee I smell?
Would you like a drink?
It's a little early in the morning for a drink, but I think I smell coffee coming out of your kitchen.
Yes. Bob, can you make the good officer here a cup of coffee? Yes, as I was saying, I'm not sure what help we can be. We were all down in our cellar, getting things ready for our grand opening, which is coming up very soon, when there was a bit of a mishap, and one of the Bobs let a barrel slip and landed on Jarvis's foot here. And,
Jarvis says.
Which you can imagine Jarvis was not very happy about. Oh, the air turned blue, I tell you. It was shocking. But yes, we've been down there pretty much all morning. Wanted to get an early start,
So the Bobs come over, they bring some coffee over, and they sort of wander over to the bar. Jarvis is doing their best to sort of like, oh, my ankle. Oh, please bring me something cold from the cellar, Bob, so that the swelling, doesn't get too bad. And they also sort of like move themselves to make room for the cops at the bar while also sort of putting their ankle out of sight. So they kind of look around and they say, so who runs this place? Is that you? Or sort of like looks in the kitchen, sees, I guess, Clue and Mara?
Yes, me and my colleagues. We are the PN2C Guild. You've probably heard of us. We've been doing a lot to help out the city recently. The papers have been writing about us constantly. But yes, a lot has been going on while we've been trying to get the bar ready. As you can tell, the common room here is coming along nicely for our grand opening.
Someone dropped a barrel on Jarvis. Someone dropped a barrel, I know. Someone dropped a barrel on Jarvis, strumming on the old banjo.
The cops just kind of look at you. There was a big to-do down in the Gralholm Villa area. 2 fugitives, and actually, 4 fugitives in total, 2 that we definitely want to interview, were seen running in this direction. In fact, I think just in a few minutes ago, one of them was running down this alley. You guys in the kitchen, did you have a view of anything? You see anything? Because looks like he dragged a body right in front of your tavern. So did any of you see that happen? Sort of
just
look at
Cork
each of you.
Running by.
Sorry, what? Just what?
Cork. Oink oink.
That reference doesn't mean anything to them, so that's a private joke for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mara is enjoying all the private jokes.
Clue's just I mean, could you just walk up to them? I mean, I was actually out at night and I did see somebody who looked like Floxin run past me, but I mean, I guess that would have meant he went past the tavern.
All right, so I think at this point, yeah, who wants to give me a deception roll?
Come on, baby.
Oh, nice.
I can't believe how fucking lucky you guys are. All right, they're gonna do an insight check, which I guess is gonna be a wisdom-based check. Get any advantage on, so we'll see how they do. No. All right, they're not suspicious. They're just
not suspicious.
Yeah. So you haven't like convinced them. They think there's something funny going on here. They don't trust you guys at all. And they think, but at this point, their main priority, yeah, they're just trying to like figure out their priorities here. And right now, Urstil Floxin's not here. They think. Like, all right, well, look, the guy down the street's gonna file a complaint. He's assured. He keeps telling us that the people who attacked, or the person who attacked him, and I'm gonna tell you, lady, with the pretty voice, he described you to a T. Have you been outside this morning?
This morning?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Not left the tavern?
Well, I mean,
No, like I'm. Yep.
Oh, I did see him. I did see him, and my friend and I, we were gonna offer to help him, like bring him into the tavern, offer him a little bit of drink, maybe a sandwich or something, and then he just ran off, went bye bye.
Well, I'll say that we can smell alcohol in his breath, and he's not the most reliable of persons. But on the other hand, he definitely has burns on his body, and his clothes are gone. Did he maybe dump something on himself and then set it on fire, possibly? But he seems pretty.
Oh no, the poor man.
Yeah, he seems like he's pretty committed to filing a complaint. So, might not be us, but you should expect perhaps some other officers to come by and get formal statements. They kind of look around the ground level again, kind of listen out. But the rest of the house, Hibara, you're all tranced out, right?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. It's only been like, what, an hour and a half?
Yep. And the nimblewright's not moving, and the bobs are downstairs, so there's no other movement in the house. And they say, yeah, I would expect some officers to be coming by in the next few days or so to take some formal statements, and we'll take our notes and whatever else. But yeah, at the moment, I think we're gonna head out and continue on with our searches.
Well, I wish you luck with it, officer. I hope you find these miscreants you are looking for.
Mm-hmm. All right, we'll see you guys later. Don't get into any trouble, and if you see any green elves, make sure you make a note somewhere, so you can inform the officers if they come by. We'll definitely want to interview her to see what she was doing and where she was at the time of the alleged attack. Obviously, it seems that based on your friend's testimony here, the both of them were out in the streets, so we'll see what her story is.
We were trying to help them. That's what I said.
And what were you doing in the streets at this time in the morning?
Now you just don't ask a lady that. That is just rude.
I mean, probably.
If he like tries to like boot the cop, like that's just rude.
Can only think she was out. The same reason anybody is out at late, officer.
Oh, I see. Is that how you're funding the startup?
Oi!
It's not how the funding happens. Jesus,
that was a jump.
We most certainly
are buying also out late at night as well. Are you making the same assumptions about me?
Well, I don't know. Is that how you're funding this place? I don't judge, you know.
You realize you are talking to Lord Thelvar Mordragain here? You think I would stoop so low as to funding a business via prostitution?
I don't know. I'm just saying, you're the one who said that people are out in the streets at the late night. I don't know what jump you were expecting me to make.
One that didn't involve payment, to be honest.
Well, what were you thinking then? What are people doing out in the streets at 4 in the morning?
That didn't involve payment.
Our friend here is obviously quite eccentric. I'm sure you get more the connotation that was going for there. Oh, I don't know.
Nope.
Mind in the gutter.
All right, well, like I said, gonna have an interview coming up in the next day or so. We'll have someone back here. Good coffee, by the way. Thanks. All right, well, also, we're gonna have to cordon off your street. We've got a deceased person. We're gonna need to bring over, some police officers and the coroner's office. And so, if you were planning on doing any business today, I'd plan on not doing it. We're gonna be shutting down this part of the city as we're trying to track down Urstil Floxin. So, please try to stay inside your residence.
Nothing. I think our kitchen is going to be making bacon soon. I crave bacon.
All right, I like a bacon sarnie too.
Nice.
All right.
Should have a delivery soon. A nice bacon butty sounds very nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, come on, let's go. We're supposed to be rounding up Zent. And they leave.
I'm going to kill them. They will die.
All right, so now that it's getting to be like 6:30 in the morning,
it's become an issue, aren't you?
starting to get a little bit lighter.
My honor.
We definitely need to have a word with Hibara about setting random homeless people on fire. That girl. What are we gonna do with her?
Jarvis is like, can I, is that okay? She's like, sorry, they, go and, close the curtains, hobble over to the curtains, and by the way, yeah, the curtains, I didn't know if I told you, the curtains were delivered for the place, these gorgeous red, deep velvet curtains that run, like, the full length of the windows, and sort of puddle at the bottom, but they're also sort of, like, tucked away so people don't step on them and trip on them. They're kind of, like, almost like a fire gate, sort of, like, protector, set up around them so that, they don't accidentally get tread upon. But yeah, they go around and they close all of the velvet curtains so that the place is basically still lit. Almost of it's pure dark, but nobody can see in.
Very good, Jarvis, very good. Well, I will let the two of you deal with Floxin as you wish. I am going to retire for the night. So stressful.
Should I wake you for anything? Jarvis asks.
Only if it is an emergency.
Okay, all right, will do. Sleep well, sir.
Thank you, Jarvis. Good night, Clue and Mara.
Night.
All right, Clue, Mara. Jolly's still downstairs. Keeping Urstil quiet and also keeping quiet himself. Not that Urstil is at the moment needing. Sorry, I'm trying to get a window open. Doesn't need. He's also committed to not getting picked up by the cops, so he was keeping quiet. But yeah. Jarvis is awake. The Bobs are awake. The Bobs, by the way, did not say anything when the cops were there. They just stayed in the kitchen, did their thing, and as you were talking, you noticed that they were nodding. They didn't say anything, but they were sort of nodding in agreement with your bullshit story, Belvar. Whether or not that helped, but they are on side, trying to help you out here. Clue, Mara, what would you like to do?
Guess we need to figure out what to do with Floxin now. It's not gonna let us tie him up again. Probably not a smart idea to go to sleep while he's still in there. At least not restrained. So, Mara, how do you feel for a game of wrestling with the guy?
Can I bring a bat?
As a threat, sure.
No,
But
to
he
knock him
can't.
out. Just go whack, and he'd go.
Can't have him screaming during the day.
If I may, sir, Jarvis sort of pipes up.
Mhm.
I don't think that Urstil has met Lif yet, and Lif doesn't need to sleep.
Fair point.
There was a reason I liked you, Jarvis.
They wink at you and smile. With a little kind of evil Mona Lisa smile.
Okay. Hey, Liv, got a favor to ask.
Yeah, Lif sort of drifts over.
There's a guy in our basement, and I need you to keep an eye out on him. Make sure he doesn't try anything, and if he does, just wake us up.
Knock him out. Scare him half to death. Scare him to death. We don't care.
All right, Lif starts drifting through the kitchen to go toward the cellar. Are you going to follow them?
Yep.
Him?
Bye, Lift. Have fun.
All right, so Clue going down to see Jolly. All right, Jolly also has never seen Lif before, and so when he sees this apparition drift down the stairs, he just, all the color drains from his skin. He sort of stands up, and his arms that had been crossed, sort of like in a bouncer position, just drop loose, and his jaw just gapes, and he's like sort of momentarily stunned.
Don't worry, he's cool. Well, pretty sure you're also pretty tired, so why don't I show you to a room, Jolly?
Urstil's like, what the fuck is this? Looking at Lif.
He's the guy who's gonna be watching you, making sure you don't try anything fucking dumb like you always do.
And at that, Lif is going to rage out in a way you've never seen before. He's going to like turn into the most demon form of himself and sort of scream at Urstil and get right into his face. So I'm just gonna say that Urstil is intimidated because Lif is a fucking ghost. So I'm assuming he's gonna roll with advantage and Urstil will roll with not. So I'll just rule that yeah, at this point, Urstil is sort of freaking out, being guarded by a poltergeist.
Have a nice night, Urstil. As he just saw you upstairs.
All right, Mara, are you going to bed?
I'm going. Yes, Mara is going to bed.
Okay, and Clue?
He's gonna show Charlita remaining attic room, and then he is going to sleep himself.
Okay. So we'll go forward 4 hours, and the rest of you will get 8 hours of sleep, I take it? But Hibara, you're gonna wrap up after 4. So when you wake up, what would you like to do?
She's gonna pull out that paper bird, and she's gonna write in Elvish, "I told you so," and then send it off.
Okay. Anything else you would like to do downstairs, or do you want to fast forward? What would you? Any other things?
She would go downstairs, but I'm assuming no one is downstairs, right?
Well, the Bobs are now like they're up, so they're gonna get on with their typical day. So they're gonna be all over the house.
But no one from the party.
No. And Jarvis is
No.
also downstairs, sort of like doesn't really feel comfortable leaving the kitchen because they want to kind of keep an eye on the cellar just in case. So they're mostly kind of like doing work around the bar, kind of paperwork and things. And actually, when you come down, Jarvis says, "Oh, there's been a message from head office, from the main guild hall. Would you like me to brief you on it?"
Okay.
Well, the leader of the guild, Omendrawn, sent a letter this morning through my Snatchel, which is like a teleport thing, paperwork. They need you to go within the next 10 days to Neverwinter. Apparently, the details are here, and they hand it to you, and it's written in common. What it basically says is that the Lord of Dagar, Never Ember, who's currently running Never Winter. That's not difficult to say. He's funding a lot of the reconstruction of the city that was destroyed when he took, not when he took it over, but before he took it over, by levying pretty high taxes on businesses and the wealthy. They're doing an audit of all of the companies in order to assess their holdings, and the Solutions Guild is holding on to some clients' property that they want to move out before it gets counted. They need your party, to go to Neverwinter and collect this property and bring it back to Waterdeep so it doesn't get counted in the audit.
That's it?
Yep.
Just bring stuff?
Yep, go get the stuff, bring it back to Waterdeep, and then they'll collect it from you at your tavern.
How far away is Neverwinter from here?
I will show you the map. Actually, I don't think I have a big enough map. I think it's it depends on whether you go by land or sea, but it's on the coast. No, I don't. I only have the map of Waterdeep, because the game isn't intended for you to leave Waterdeep, but it's fucking boring to stay in the city the whole time, so I've changed it.
Approximately 240 miles.
Ah, thank you. Back up. So, yeah, it'll take you if you were to go by boat, it would take you less time than if you were to travel overland. But you're looking at let's say, I'll get it precisely, but for fairness, I'll just say 2 days there and 2 days back. If you were to go by boat, maybe if you had encounters and stuff on the road, a little bit longer if you went overland by horse.
So a week, basically.
Well, 4 days to 6 days in travel, total. 2 days to get there, 2 days to get back. Yes, and you've got a 10-day, which is their version of a week, but it's 10 days, to do this task.
Okay, I guess should probably tell everyone else about this. Where are they?
Jarvis says, after the cops came by to investigate an assault made by a green elf setting a person who was begging on the street on fire. Jarvis doesn't make eye contact while they're saying this. They're just looking
she's just kind of looking around, not pointedly not making eye contact
yes.
with them. With each bullet point is oh really? I don't. Who does that describe?
Yeah, they're currently more focused on finding the nimblewright we have upstairs and Urstil Floxin, whom we have in our basement. But they did say that the man was going to go to the police and file a complaint for assault. It's going to name people who live here.
Okay, Kristi. I remember vaguely that in order to get rid of this green paint, it costs 250 gold. But is it using
let me look it up. I can see what spell it is that you have to perform to get the green dye off. But of course, it's buried. Back. I can look that up for you. We want to wait?
I was just wondering, because if it's either of the restorations, which I think it might be, I was just wondering which
magic.
Oh, is it Dispel Magic?
If I remember correctly, it was Dispel Magic.
That is ringing a bell.
Okay.
Let's see. The magical dye is non-toxic, cruelty-free, pet-safe, and hypoallergenic.
What?
That's what it says in the text.
What nonsense is this?
And this is the Acquisitions Incorporated book. It's pretty funny.
Oh, for the love of Mike.
It vanishes if it is targeted by Dispel Magic. Otherwise, it takes 1d4 months to fade, even with constant scrubbing.
Okay.
Gotta love the constant scrubbing.
Yeah, so you need a Dispel Magic aimed at yourself.
Yes.
4 months to fade.
Up to.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a deep dye. It's very green.
Tabara rolled well on that one. She only has it for 8 months.
Yeah. Yeah, clue for home too.
Then I guess.
If I may, Miss, Jarvis says, I think perhaps what the gentleman might be looking for is a compensation for damages, perhaps a new set of clothing, and maybe even an apology, which, I mean, I have been known to be an emissary in politically tricky situations and find my way out of them if the correct amount of money is available in a bag that I can conveniently drop off. Again, they're not making eye contact.
I think I get what you're saying, Jarvis. Would you go get it? Would you go get me him?
Or perhaps if I had the money, I could go to him, because he doesn't know me, and you might terrify him.
Just bring him back here. It'll be fine.
All right, as you wish, ma'am. All right, so at this point, Jarvis is like put on some more daytime clothing, and yeah, they leave to see if they can track down the homeless person. After a few minutes, are you going to be downstairs when they come back?
Yep, she's just gonna be chilling.
Okay, where in? Oh, let me move back to the map just to kind of see how close you're gonna get to him. So yeah, this is, as you know, this is your renovated bar area. This is the entrance. So where are you going to be, Hibara? Ping it.
There's the end. She'd probably just be sitting right there on the corner of the bar.
Okay, all right. So yeah, after a few minutes, Jarvis says, again, I assure you that you are safe here, and we will definitely compensate you with some that famous Luskin beer that I told you we had a few bottles of here. So he comes in, but he only comes into the doorway. He doesn't like walk up to the bar because he sees you, and he is, yeah, he's scared because he totally fucking ratted you out. But he's also being promised some really fancy beer that sounds pretty good, and also a change of clothing. That Jarvis fetches one of the bobs and just says, go up into my closet. And they sort of give instructions to get 3 pairs of trousers, 2 lighter, like summer-colored things, and also 2 winter things and their winter jacket. So the bobs disappear upstairs. Jarvis goes behind the bar, walking past you, to get around it to get the beer, and says, I will be charging you for the replacement of those items as they go by. And
Love it.
they dig into Clue's special stash, sorry Clue, of the pirate beer that you had been given by Zord. And they get 2 bottles, they open one, and they take the other one out, and says, as promised, if you don't like this, I'll give you 5 gold pieces in replacement for this, but I'm telling you, it's some of the best beer you'll have ever tasted. So, let's see. I'm gonna have them roll just to see whether or not they like it. See. He's not that jazzed on it, but he takes the other bottle. He's like, I don't know, I think the 5 gold would go a little ways too. So Jarvis goes back over to the bar area, reaches over into the drawer, and pulls out five dragons from the petty cash, kept for just such moments, and puts it in his hand and says, "Look, yes, yeah, that's more than fair if the beer isn't what I promised it would be." Miss Ibarra, was there something you'd like to say to our honored customer here?
I do believe I told you to not say you saw us.
You set me on fire! He shouts it. You set me on fire! You could have given me some money or given me a place to sleep. You set me on fire!
You say this as someone who can be set on fire again.
Jarvis
And I can
does.
also make you not on fire. And I can fix whatever else you might have happened. But now I see you didn't hold up your end of the bargain. So tell me, why should we let you walk out of here with all of this wonderful stuff?
Roll me an intimidation check. See how much you convince him.
Oh my god.
Roll well. He's like, you set me on fire and you burned my clothes. He looks at Jarvis and says, you're a liar. She's a liar. I'm going to the cops. And he starts to storm out the door.
Can this wake up Garko?
So he came
Garko
into the bar, right?
All of them.
Well, it is on the first floor and it's upstairs. I mean, he can hear some shouting.
Yeah.
He came into the bar, right?
Yeah, but he was also like, he kind of like followed you guys around. Who came into our Gorko, you mean?
No,
Gorko's upstairs. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
with Mara at the moment. He could hear something, but he wouldn't be able to get downstairs in time. He
Yeah.
would just hear
The
shouting.
moment
Honestly, hearing
moment this
Habara
guy
yell
turns-
would not face him at all. Sorry, go ahead, Corey.
the moment he turns around, he'll be face to face with Grizzle.
Okay, roll initiative.
Like in between.
Oh, I got okay. Yeah, just go ahead and roll me an initiative. Let's see who goes first.
R&D wants to know if we're all baddies.
What's your dex?
16.
Yeah, you'll go first. All right, Grizzle's there.
Yeah, Grizzle's just gonna slap him. Just start slapping him using the help action.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Oh, it's not attack it. She's using.
Oh, okay.
He's help.
He's okay.
He's helping.
Okay. All right.
And she's just gonna come up right next to him and say, "Listen, this is why you're angry because of this." And she like pulls his clothes.
all right. Go ahead and roll me another intimidation check. This time with advantage.
"17."
Okay. Did I miss it? Just meant didn't come up with my thing. Okay. Oh, there it is. It's just really, really laggy. All right. He goes completely still.
I set you on fire because I knew it wouldn't matter. Because it doesn't matter if you're on fire, if your clothes get burned, if you even die. I could undo all of that. And then she mends his clothes.
Okay.
With the spell mending. So it really seems to me that my friend Jarvis here has taken more liberties than they should have, and given and promised you far more than you deserve for breaking our agreement.
All right. Yeah, he's intimidated. He's just looking at you.
So,
Blink, blink.
what do we do now?
He says, go away and don't tell the cops.
We could do that. Or, since you've put me through all of this trouble right now,
Mm-mm.
made me pull out Grizzle for you. And Grizzle waves at him. I think you should give Jarvis back the gold and the clothes. You can keep one of the coats. And I'll even be nice and heal your wounds.
All right, so at this
But I
point-
want you.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
But I want you to remember who I am and what I do in case anything should happen nearby. Do you understand what I mean?
He nods.
So you'll be helpful then?
He nods. The Bob is coming back. The talking. Actually, let's make it Silent Bob. Silent Bob comes back, and he's watching this. He went upstairs. Everything was fine. He comes downstairs. There's a fire elemental. Hibara is just in this guy's face. He looks like he's about to wet his pants, and Jarvis is is making no reaction. Totally professional. Just backing up
And
Hibara's play.
She casts Cure Wounds on him, but in doing so, she just kind of like slaps his face a bit.
As this happening,
There you go.
Jarvis goes to the pile of clothes that the Bob has brought down and pulls out the articles that you specified he could have and offers them out to no one in particular to see if you want to offer them yourselves or have Jarvis give him the clothing.
She picks up one of the coats and hands it to the guy.
He, with a shaking hand, takes it and just continues to look between you and Grizzle and you and Grizzle and you and Grizzle.
He should be between Grizzle and, like, it should be him. It should be Grizzle, him, and then me.
Yeah, so he's like looking over his shoulder to make sure Grizzle isn't gonna like set him on fire on his ass, and then looking back at you because he doesn't trust either of you. He's just
Is
waiting.
there a problem?
He just runs. Just completely leaves the tavern. Jarvis says, "Interesting play. Good cop, bad cop."
I mean, I do think you were a little bit too good.
Well, yes. I guess I always default to paying people. I'm not really in a position to intimidate.
I mean, I literally can hold his life in my hands. I don't really get where he gets off not following through with our agreement.
I think he's perfectly understood you this time.
Jesus fucking Christ, Baron's more of a psychopath than War is.
You're all worried about War. War has been tame. When she wakes up, and it ain't gonna be a thing.
All right.
And yeah, then she's just gonna chillax until everyone else comes down.
Chillax, all cash like.
So about 7 hours into your sleep, Jarvis does come upstairs. Hibara, while it was getting pretty close to their full 8 hours, so let's say, you can remove your points of exhaustion. But Zarda Sod has shown up in your tavern, with a copy of the Waterdeep Wazoo with the headline about the scandalous cult being is popular amongst the moneyed classes of some families in Waterdeep, and he's there talking to you. Like he's said, so can you make yourself very small again? That was an amazing trick, very interesting. Hibara.
Hi, Miss. Hi. What are you doing here?
Oh, I promised your friends and you payment for services rendered, and I'm here to make my payment. And Jarvis is upstairs knocking on your doors, telling you that that very flamboyant captain wanted to see you, and they thought that his arrival was enough of a importance that you'd not want to push him off.
Actually, how much are you supposed to be paying us? Or wanting to pay us?
I'm paying you in knowledge. I have the secret to communicating with the nimblewright, if you recall. I promise to share my secret.
That's really more of a Selvar thing and less of a me and everyone else thing. And I was wondering, could maybe you give us a ride somewhere soon?
Yes. I have the Bright Sword holiday, of course, that is coming up here in 2 days, but after that I will have no need to stay in Waterdeep. I can I'm traveling back to Luskan.
Is Neverwinter on the way to there?
Yes, it is.
I don't really... Okay. Could you maybe give us all a ride?
Oh, including the charming Mademoiselle Mara?
Well, yeah. She's asleep right now, and I was gonna have her bring this up to you, since I know the two of you have your thing. But she's not up yet, and you're here for some reason, so...
Well, then, naturally, it would be my honor to have a few days to spend with her at sea. Romantic in the moonlight.
Yeah. I'm sure she probably feels the same.
Alright, I think at this point, everyone who was going to get up and come downstairs, who would that be?
Mara's getting dressed, so
Okay.
give her a hot second.
Okay, very good.
I guess
Selva finishes
slowly crawling down the stairs.
Okay.
Selva will be coming down as well.
Alright, yeah, so you go downstairs and there's Zarasat. He's talking to Hibara. And when he sees you, he looks up from the conversation and says, mes amis. Bonsoir. Well, almost. Bon après-midi. Bonsoir. Don't know what time of the day it's getting on. But yes, I see from the papers you have accomplished the mission I've sent for you, and as promised, I am here with the secrets of how to communicate with the nimblewright.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yes, that would be
Salvar?
most helpful right now.
Well, in some ways I'm embarrassed. It's I have a love for understanding contracts and legalese, documency. Know of it? It's a little hobby I pursue. And
Blue's
yeah.
eyes just like open wide, like, yeah, baby. Now we're talking.
I noticed a loophole in the comprehend languages spell, that it is supposed to be languages, any languages that you can hear or read. However, it does not explicitly describe sign languages or how to understand them. I've noticed if you sort of combine the two elements of the spell, which is to touch the nimblewright on the hand or the shoulder while you cast comprehend languages, that for the duration of the spell, its language is revealed to you. And since this is not payment enough, and he kind of reaches down into a bag that is on his belt, he sort of sets it down, opens it up, and inside there are 5 scrolls. So I am giving you, from my personal collection, I overestimated how long it would take to learn the language. Here are 5 scrolls of comprehend language that you can use to begin your process of understanding nimblewright.
Thank you very much, Zardos. That will be most useful.
May I also say that I have some connections in Luskan with some very powerful people. Powerful people who are interested in advancing the political agenda of Luskan. I take it you are familiar with the Lord's Alliance?
Indeed, I am.
Well, then perhaps you are familiar with the very sad fact that Luskan has been excluded on the Lord's Alliance because of its very bad reputation in the past as being a lawless place full of pirates. The person I represent is interested in changing that situation. Right now, the biggest force standing in his way is the disgraced Lord of former Open Lord of Waterdeep. So I'm getting a bunch of echo. I think it's from Kelsey. Can you turn the speaker that I'm on down a bit?
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. It was like my phone. Like, it was right there.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Got it. All right. I'm still getting. I'm hearing myself in an echo. Like. Are you using headphones?
I am. I'm double checking to see if I have my audio.
Okay, I got on speakerphone accidentally or something. I've done that where I've had two speakers going at once. Or if you could just mute yourself too until you're ready to talk. That should pick. Yeah, perfect. All right. When you're ready to say something or sing something, just take mute off. You see, Lord Neverember moved to Neverwinter, where he is currently established a position of power, and Neverwinter has a seat on the Lord's Alliance. Lord Neverember was always against Luskin's participation in the Lord's Alliance, and the person I represent would be interested in helping you sort out the problem of, say, discovering the Stone of Galore and using it to get the missing dragons and the staff of Aghilor. What was it again? The dragon staff that keeps the dragons at bay, which is also missing, which no. And if you were my employer knows many things. He's many ears everywhere. And so with this reward, you would get a cut of 5,000 gold for the recovery of the 500,000 dragons, and a further 5,000 gold for the staff. Both, which I can assure you, he will only use in negotiations to help make sure Luskin becomes a member of the Lord's Alliance. Think it over.
Interesting.
You don't have to make any decisions. I'm going to be here for a couple of days. And you know where I am, where my ships are. And of course, you are always welcome. Is the Lady Mara here? I do not see her face yet.
I'm sure she will be down shortly. That girl doesn't move very quickly when getting out of bed.
I heard that, Ducky. And she sort of like Mara makes her way down, and it didn't do the thing I wanted it to.
Speak of the
So how does what is Mara wearing, and how does she descend the stairs?
Well, she's like you could tell that she's carrying more weight on her somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Like the weight of the world is on her shoulders. Blah blah blah. That kind of nonsense.
Got it.
Here we go. Perfect photo. Come on, why is it taking so long?
Oh, is this something you're gonna like share in the Roll20 so I can click on it so we can see what you're wearing after raiding Thelvar's mom's closet?
Well, no, this is more of like she somehow came across this in all of her travels.
Okay.
So like she somehow found it. It minus like the armor plating, mind you. It's very much a ridiculousness here.
Okay. Do you have a hyperlink?
I do. There we go.
Ah, excellent. So everyone can just open that new tab and see what she's rocking. Oh, wow.
So it's very similar to the dress that the icon I just changed to.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He's a little bit in just stunned silence at the sight of you.
And she's like
Look,
stretching.
Mara.
Wait, what did say that again?
Going for a new look, Mara?
I guess you could say that, Ducky.
Okay. This isn't, well, not significantly weirder than normal.
And the look is like dead. Like the look she gives Clue is just like, I will turn you into a frog and then put that frog in a box, put that box in another box, and then send it to myself and smash it. But it says all of that in one book.
I mean, that's what he's used to at this point.
So those of you who are closer to Zordas, you just hear him go, "Mon Dieu."
She's gonna be the end of you, isn't she?
Good, I hope so.
Zardas, I have a proposal for you, as you will be in town for a while.
A few more days, yes. I'm here for the Bright Swords celebration in 2 days' time.
Well, pretty soon we will be looking to find a good home for a couple of nimblewrights. We are going to be liberating from what I would very much describe as oppressive slavery. Very much unlike how you treat yours. One has been ordered to just fetch and carry and tricked into mass murder, which they feel very guilty about. And the other is literally locked in a tower and not allowed to leave or really occupy themselves with much at all. And I just cannot let that stand.
And where would you like to smuggle them to?
Anywhere where they can at least be free and be looked after.
Seems to me you would need to arrange such a place before you would send them, otherwise you would send them into a world where people cannot understand them and can overpower them, take advantage of them in just the ways that you are already complaining about.
Yeah, indeed, and that is basically what I would like your help with, being that you have plenty of experience with them.
Well, yes, but I give them a life. They travel with me, they do the same things my other employees do. They get not bored, but they get room. They are free to pursue their own interests, using the kitchen, learning instruments, and yet you condemn me, so I cannot think of a more improved situation without an ongoing stipend. And I'm not in a position to make such arrangements. If you want me to perhaps help you deliver them to such a place, but to make these arrangements, this seems... I would not feel adequately equipped to ensure your level of care.
Well, if it's possible for you to help arrange somewhere for them where they can get such a thing?
Such a place would be what... I mean, if you want them to be safe, then they cannot be in the general public. If you want them to be in the general public, then, you know, there you have to protect them. Someone to look after their interests.
Indeed. As
I have heard this excuse all before. Oh, I'm just saying. You have to protect them. La la la. It is all very disinteresting to me. You have the ability to give them a life, and yet you are, what's the word? Pussyfooting around it. You should be ashamed.
Around what? I mean, again, what is a better condition? What are the optimal conditions for a nimblewright, given their limited linguistic capabilities? They can understand, they can follow orders. It's very difficult to communicate with them unless you take the time to learn their language, so...
And yet you can't speak their language, can you not, dear sir?
I did, yes. But with the help of magic and dedication. Other people would just use them to order them around because they cannot talk back. The nimblewrights are very vulnerable. They need someone to protect them.
Very much agreed.
Have you asked them if they want protection?
Yes.
Who are you to determine that they need protection?
Oh, when I learn their language, I learn the people who are creating them pretty much just see them as entirely domestic servants and do not provide them with any entertainment, any travel. I provide them with both of these things. Free time, pursuits, the ability to see the world, to experience the joy of children and families at various celebrations. And I keep them safe from people who would stick them, say, in a room where they can do nothing but look out the window all day. And when they are not working.
Just sounds like another form of slavery, if you ask me.
Well, again, if you want to make the arrangements of people that you think would do the right thing always, and have them live according to what you think is right for them, I am happy to help you move them. You have done me a great service, as I have said, and my employer is very interested in working with you, so I am inclined to be amenable in as many ways as I can.
Well, that will be very good of you. Thank you very much, Zardos.
No, naturally, and hopefully after the celebrations, perhaps, I see from your sign you are opening on Bright Swords Day. Maybe I will come by for the opening of the tavern 2 days' time.
Indeed, indeed, that will be very good. We look forward to seeing you.
Yes, perhaps I can even bring my nimblewrights with me. They have been cleared by the police as not being the ones they are looking when they are looking.
Jolly good, jolly good. I look forward to seeing them again.
Excellent. Well, mesdames, messieurs, I wish you a good day. He does a very flourishing bow and takes his leave of you. But as he does, he is passed by someone who is pushing the door open as he is opening it, to exit, to leave. Clue, you recognize it's Yagra, but she's wearing like a winter scarf around her face in such a way that she's almost unrecognizable. It's pretty much just like her eyes poking out. And her eyes look very upset.
Look, we're getting a lot of guests today. Please come in. Just kind of leads her to a corner.
It's like they're arresting Zents all over the city. They're on a mad hunt for this Urstil Floxin ass because sorry, I gotta do Yagra. Right, sorry. She's a bit more cockney, I think, from what I remember. They're arresting Zents all over the city. And left and right, that they're asking us all about Urstil, and so they've arrested Devil. They've taken him in for questioning just in the last 3 or 4 hours. I got here as soon as I could, but it's taken me a while to get through the city to the back alleys because too many people I know I'm a Zent.
Fuck. Yeah, we're gonna need to talk to us when our other friend is gone, because I might have some relevant information.
Anyway, I can't stay here long. I don't want to get your place hot, so I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna head out the back door, alright?
Okay. Yeah, we'll set a meeting place somewhere neutral. Get this thing sorted out as fast as possible.
All right. Well, look out for yourself, and you're not really well known in the Zent, so if you keep a low profile, you should be all right.
Okay, we're gonna get through this. Okay.
All right. There's been a change of leadership in the meantime, but I'll give you more information next time we speak when it's all sorted, yeah?
Okay.
Alright, so then, yeah, she pretty much, like, goes out the back way and kind of, like, crosses to go to the south entrance of the road, rather than leaving back out the way she came.
Looks like visibly upset at this point.
Yeah. Nobody knows why you're upset, though. You're in the back corner, so just to remember.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the other guy is still talking to Zardos?
Zordos, so basically Zordos was opening the door to leave when Yagro was pushing on it to
Okay.
get in, and she sort of bumped into him in a way where her head was sort of down, and so he couldn't really make out her features, and he was mostly looking at Mara the whole time he was leaving anyway, so he couldn't pick her out of a lineup. Yeah, he closed the door behind him.
Clues, I'm gonna start walking towards the basement, just like, fuck, shut, fuck. Just
So
as like this
Mara,
basement.
Hey, Bara?
Yes, Stucky.
did Jarvis tell y'all about the thing that we're supposed to do?
Jarvis
The
I
Neverwinter.
did not.
No. Something exciting and murdery, I hope.
Well, you like that pirate guy, right?
If I have to again. Ugh, I hate the French.
How? So, how would you like to spend a week with him? Ish.
I'd rather gouge my own eyes out, but if it is for the party, I will make that sacrifice.
Well, it's probably gonna lead to murder. So
I mean, I'm okay with it then.
okay.
Let's do it.
Okay. Amara turns to Jarvis. I got us a ride there.
Excellent.
The thumbs up.
Can I get a clue as to what the hell is going on? Mara's just like flailing at this point. She's just like,
I'm sorry, a ride where?
Neverwinter.
There was
Why?
Tell him, Jarvis.
Yes, there was an
Tell him.
urgent message that came from the head office of the Solutions Guild. The people who are funding all this. They said they would need you for jobs from time to time. Well,
Yes.
well, first I should say, and I didn't say it before, they're very happy with the positive press that you've been generating for the guild. It's been bringing in a lot of business outside of your particular warden since you've been so busy. They haven't really sent you any assignments, but at this point, they do need you to travel to Neverwinter to collect something from one of our branch offices there that's currently being held. Doesn't really. It's more something we're holding for someone else, and there's a big tax audit going through the city because of Lord Never Ember. So they want you to move these goods so they're not wrongly charged for holding on to this person's property that they've been giving for safekeeping.
curious, sir.
Fair enough. Yes. We can arrange something.
You
I'm
have a
not sure
10-day.
about. Sorry?
You have a 10-day, so you have up to 10 days to go there and pick it up.
That's plenty of time then. I don't
And we
think
have a
we
boat now.
Well, Neverwinter would be a little out of his way, but
He
we
said it
do
was
have.
on his way.
Well, Neverwinter is beyond Luskan, so.
All right. Well, the DM didn't have the map, so. Also, he was finding an excuse to have Mara on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he agreed to it. Seems silly to waste that,
If he agreed to it, then we hold him up to his agreement.
especially when you could get inside his boat and see all the stuffs with his little metal monstrosities.
She
We've
has.
learned-
Ibarra has a point, Thalvar. You know this. As
well,
distasteful as that man is, and trust me, ugh, why don't use him?
Well, we've learned all we need to from him. We are, on the other hand, also on friendly terms with another ship captain. I'm sure they would be happy to ferry us up that way.
But for what charge?
That's true. He did say he'd do it for free. She kind of glances at Mora.
I'm well aware what that ends up meaning. Thank you.
Yes, hardly free. But yes,
You're not the one
indeed.
putting up your goodies. And
I
then she's
know,
just like,
and I'm looking out for your well-being, Mara.
I
What
don't-
little thanks I get for that. Oh well, I we will do whatever. If you'll excuse me, I want to go have a word with Clue.
Barra's gonna follow along as well.
Mara pulls up a spot on the bar and just kicks up her feet.
Jarvis gets out 2 glasses. Says, "What would you like?"
Scotch on the rocks, please.
So they get the bottle, and they pour 1 finger of scotch for you, and then
More.
2 fingers of scotch, and then 3 fingers of scotch.
Beautiful.
All right, and then they stop, and then they pour themselves 3 fingers of scotch. And they just sort of like put their elbows on the bar, and for the first time you've seen Jarvis actually look a little bit tired.
I'd apologize for all of the shenanigans I got up to last night, but you know how things are.
Oh, roll with the punches is my motto, and they offer a glass like to clink yours with theirs.
Mara responds.
No plan survives contact with the enemy, and then they take a big swig.
That's why there are certain people who should just own shotguns.
They look confused. Right, so
It's okay. I'm well aware that much of the jokes I make fly over your guys' heads. It's fine. It's quite all right. I understand.
they say something in Elvish, and then they just smile, like sort of like, you know, like they have their own way of like not being understood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Thalvar, Ibarra, heading over to Clue.
Mhm. Yeah, Thalvar heads down into the basement and Clue, you seem perturbed. Is everything okay?
Would
Nope, it
Stevens
isn't.
and stuff help?
You can hear Urstil, "Get this fucking thing away from me."
No.
So you're causing a lot of problems, even stuck in my basement.
Fuck you, man. You're causing me
What?
problems. Costing me money.
Oh, money is the least thing you have to worry about in a second.
Yeah,
Scrap your knuckles.
fuck you. But he doesn't
Love this.
shout anymore. He sort of says it under his breath.
You people are looking for you, and it's getting others ants arrested.
Good.
And unless you
Better
have
than
an
the
idea
me.
of a solution here, the solution is gonna be your corpse.
I can assist with that.
Sure you can.
Now he's just staring at you.
I can see you disposing of this miscreant serving the greater good.
I can also help with that.
Well, we need the body. You need to find him so that they
Wow.
can stop the search. We can disfigure him a bit, but needs to be recognizable. So, Floxin, I'm gonna give you a hot second to think your way out of this, or just like puts his finger across his throat. Yeah, it's gonna turn out bad for you.
What do you want? Money? What do you want? A meeting with the Xanathar? What do you want?
I already
What's
know
his
how to
name?
find the Xanathar. I need you to figure out a way to clean up your own fucking mess.
What's in it for me?
Not dying! Were you not listening just now?
Fuck you, man. Goes into
You can always
sullen
threaten them
silence.
with more war.
Cross his rapier.
What do you want me to do? Turn myself into the cops?
I mean, it's an option, and it's not death.
Looks at you guys. He doesn't have a lot of good options here.
No. And if Mar comes downstairs, he's going to have even less.
I trust this man about as far as I could throw him without the aid of my unseen servant. I say we deliver him to the police, not necessarily alive.
Look, you guys can bring the police down here at any time. You had the police upstairs before you want him to go away, so there must be something you want to hide here.
I mean, probably it's a criminal we have in our basement, don't you think? As soon as we don't want you here, we actually have a lot more options.
Well, fine. Call the police. I don't know, like, whatever.
On the other hand, all we have to do is make a bit of a mess in the common room and leave your body there as if you broke in and started attacking us. No one would blame us for defending ourselves from a wanted criminal.
All right, fine. You've convinced me. Take these manacles off and I'll go out and I'll turn myself into the nearest copper.
Really?
That's what you guys want me to do, right? That or die?
Well, I mean, that
Yeah.
just seems really easy.
Well, if we just let him go and expect him to do the right thing, yeah, of course he's not gonna fucking do that. We're not dumb.
Well, then bring the cops here if you don't have anything to hide. Seems to me, neither of us want to talk to the police. We have that in common. So why don't we work out a deal?
The problem is, without the cops getting you, there's not gonna be much for what we want.
Well, look, you guys won't bring the cops here and you won't let me go to the cops. So I don't see what you want from me.
Seems like you could just lie to the cops and blame everything on us, too.
Chloe's like, just like kneeling down in front of him, just, dude.
Look, should I stay or should I go? If I stay, there will be trouble. If I go, there will be trouble. So come on, let me know. Should I stay or should I go?
Should I stay or should I go now?
You know, yeah. Alright, deal with this. You're a sound, so I shouldn't just kill you, but at the same time, it's by far the easiest solution.
Well, they do say dead men don't tell tales.
Exactly.
I mean, neither of you are sounds, are you? Well, whatever happens in this room, once I'm out of it, not my problem.
Yeah, if you want to murder a
And
guy while he's chained up and can't fight fair, if that's who you are, you should join my crew. You're gonna take over this city. Do this kind of shit
That
for
doesn't
money.
seem like
Clue just like turns around, walks back up to him. Yeah, you're right. Let's make this a fair fight, shall we? Just like drags him upstairs.
Gonna do this, okay? All right, yeah.
Mara looks up from her drink. More torture?
No. What we're gonna do now is have a little fight and have our little friend here not leave this room alive.
Oh, so murder. I'm okay with this.
Jarvis is in the room, right?
Yeah,
Yes, both Jarvis and I are kind of getting drunk together.
Yeah, in the corner.
It's
or
awful.
at the bar. Yeah.
Mhm.
Jarvis, we should make this a fair fight. Do you have any, like, I don't know, heavy plate metal? Mail?
He's wearing some sort of like wearing armor that you guys haven't taken off of him. And also, I kind of assumed, and maybe I should have asked, but like Thelvar took off his belt where he kept his short sword and his crossbow that were attached to it.
Okay, so he's wearing armor.
Yeah. What is he? I mean, I don't want to give too much away. Yeah, but he's wearing like studded leather. Or what?
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. Why don't give him some nice? I mean, it's not really fair. 4 of us against 1 of him, or 5. You want to help Jarvis, or 6 if Gorko shows up. I'm not really sure where he is right now.
Still upstairs sleeping because because Morrow got woken up, but he stayed. He was just upstairs doing. If you want to call him, you can.
But we should, I don't know, help. Let's make it a little more fair and give this guy a chance to not instantly be murdered. Give him some plate mail or something. Do you have that, Jarvis? Can you get that for us?
I don't personally have any plate mail on me. Apologies, miss.
Don't have time to go get plate mail.
I mean, do one of you have a shield?
No. Could you just go around the corner and ask the blacksmiths if I can borrow a suit of plate mail? I'll give it right back. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
All right.
I don't think that is a good idea.
Oh no, it'll
He's
be fine.
already
Trust
having
me.
the privilege of dying on his feet. We don't need to do anything else.
No, trust me. It'll be fine. You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it more if he's in plate mail. I promise.
I'll enjoy
So-
it, that's for sure.
So it'll be fine, like you setting a beggar on fire, will it?
Hey. I fixed that. We're good now. And maybe better later. We don't know. Depends on if I see him again.
All right. So in the meantime, he's like, "What? Can I get my swords back or what?"
Oh, you're not
He's
getting
good.
your swords back. Those are mine now. Thank you, though. They're very pretty and very shiny.
Mara, give the man his swords. You'll get them off
No!
his coat. And Mara,
But-
just like literally said daggers at her.
But
Just do this
pokey
one
dead
time.
things.
Get them back. Like, you won't make it out of here alive. You can just pick him up again.
Fine.
So is Jarvis running down to borrow a suit of plate mail?
No.
Yes, he is.
Alright.
I'm here for Jarvis to go get plate mail.
All right. Before we go any further, I need everyone to first position themselves where they would be in the bar. So I'm assuming that Urstil is like somewhere in this like. Oh, I didn't. Nice down. Oh, you piece of crap. Try to get away from you guys. Okay, he's not a large creature. He just that way. Okay. Yeah. Damn though, because I want him to be able to fit in just one square. Right.
It is 1 square. You didn't do the updated map that I gave you that fixed this.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's still the old one. It's no
Okay.
problem.
All right. Well, we got about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Jolly is also still upstairs again. So Gorko and Jolly can both come down, but you guys will have to call them. Okay. And that's where you guys are positioned. All
Yep.
right. Are you guys? So you're arguing about getting plate mail? Is Mara handing him his swords or whatever? His sword and his crossbow.
She's grumpily handing back the swords.
All
She's
right.
not happy.
He is still manacled.
Oh yes.
Uh-huh.
Can I have these taken
And-
off, please?
Clue just like gets his rapier out because he expects his guy to like instantly try to attack him, and then just with his left hand just like unlock the manacles.
Okay. And he lets you unmanacle him. Doesn't like attack you. He lets you kind of back up to where you are on the map, if you back to where you were.
Clue's just gonna like kind of point his sword at him. Please make this somewhat of a fight, will you?
What if he was in plate mail?
Not particularly, because he's a rogue. He's not trained in plate mail, so it would actually put him at a disadvantage. Plus, going and borrowing a suit of plate mail, he's going to call more attention to stuff. So, no plate mail.
Okay. All right. I guess everybody, go ahead and roll initiative. Oh, dang. Okay, it's good. Is that the right one?
I'm a token
No.
select, but I'm an 18.
My token's not doing a thing, but I'm 13.
Okay. All right. So, Belvar got. I'm sorry. Can you just tell me what you got? Because I'm gonna have to hand enter it.
14 for Thelvar.
Cap blocks. You suck. 14. That's the one. Clue got.
18.
This allows me to like look at the keyboard instead of the screen and the keyboard. Hibara.
14.
Oh, you got 14. Mara.
13.
Urstil got 16. And then the other ones we're not going to count. And I will put it in descending order. So Clue at 18. Yep. Yeah, you have the first move.
Let's look at the turn in the middle. It's annoying. Well, it's not gonna wash it in. Clue is gonna run over here. Then just like ready his action to stab Floxin and gonna yell to Telvar. Time for a 1-2 combo and just use his bonus help action to give Telvar advantage.
Oh, okay. Right. So next up is Urstil. He is going to move first over here. And then he is going...
In that case.
Sorry, what? You're going to take an attack of opportunity? Yep, go ahead.
Yep. 17.
Yep, that hits.
6 piercing damage.
Wrong one. All right, and then he is going to use his attack. Well, his first attack is going to be with advantage because that's what he gets against Mara. Oh, well, okay, short sword. Sorry, the first one with advantage. 14 hit?
Yep.
I'm sorry, 16.
Yes, 16 hits.
Yeah,
Just-
so you take 9 damage, and also you have to make a Constitution saving throw of a DC 15, or you're gonna take full. Well, if you save it, you're gonna take half damage on poison.
Oh, fun. All right, I need a DC Constitution saving throw.
Yep, 15. Check. Yeah, so
18.
you only take half of that, so you only take 14 points of damage.
Well, luckily enough, I got my barbarian tank HP, so
Yeah, good. Good.
You probably want rage pretty soon because
yes, yeah, that's gonna happen. Don't worry.
And that is going to be his turn. So next up is Thelvar.
Mm-hmm. Thelvar comes up on. Was expecting him to be in between these two, but never mind. charges up a shocking grasp, and it's
Yep, that's a hit.
23.
Mm-hmm.
So the shocking grasp does a huge 1 point of damage, and the sword does 11, so that's 12 points.
Okay. All right, got it. Anything else with your turn?
Not that I can see.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, I'm going to use a bonus action to make a DC 15 wisdom check to try and read the opposition.
Oh, okay.
Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah, that'll just on the nose. What you get to know 3 things, right?
Uh-huh. Right. Well, a weakness would be handy.
Well, I mean that's kind of like let's see. When you say a weakness, like, are you looking for something he's resistant to that wouldn't be as effective, or, I mean, his AC is 15. I mean, I'm not quite sure what you mean by a weakness in this case, or what I could give you. He's just sort of like a straight up human, instead of leather armor, but he is resistant to like poison damage. So don't try with that.
Okay. Can I tell if any of his equipment is magical?
Sure. Who don't they just seem like normal weapons, although they do seem to have been like modified to deal extra damage, but not magical damage.
Okie dokie. And any ideas for the third one, guys?
What's his HP?
His undamaged HP is 78.
Okie dokie. Yeah, that'll do. At least we know what we're aiming towards.
Yep. So yeah, that worked.
Well, we've taken about a quarter of his HP off then.
Okay. Then anything else? Was that all of your moves and everything?
No, that's all.
Okay. Ibarra.
He's gonna go sparkly and cast mage armor.
Okay. Is that a bonus section?
Nope.
Is it her
That's
action?
a-
Action? Okay.
That's a full action. Pretty damn sure.
All right. I wasn't quite sure. And is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
Nope. That's all she can do.
Okay. Mara is up.
Alrighty. Mara is gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start raging because fuck this shit. So I'm gonna rage.
Yeet.
Yay! Let's see. I'm just double checking to make sure I remember how the hell I'm doing rage here.
Do you have the option? Because you should just have a box on the global damage modifiers. that you can
Oh no,
select.
it's more of me double checking to make sure what I can do.
You're
Okay,
level 1,
cool.
so that's.
All right, so then on top of that, I'm going to go ahead and use a key point and use Flurry of Blows.
All right.
All right. So first, I'm going to take my my long sword. Ha! I've been waiting for this.
Yes. Yeah. That's a crit. That's a very good hit. Go ahead and roll your damage. Okay. 10 slashing.
All right. Then my unarmed. Oh,
15 is his armor class, so yep. So that's an extra
Yeah,
4.
just-
and then unarm again.
Yep, another hit.
4.
Okay, and a further 4. Got it.
Wait,
And I'm like, really?
So that's another
Back off.
18.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm?
All
I'm
right.
not talking to you, Ridiculous. You're fine.
Clue, top of the order. We're back to you.
he's gonna just not there, over here. He's just gonna position opposite of Telvar. He's gonna use his rapier. Damn it, 12.
10.
That doesn't hurt.
Nope.
I am just 12. I am gonna use Favored by the Gods. That's
Okay.
2d4. So I
15.
have 17. That
Yep.
hits.
Yep.
I do
Nice.
24 damage.
damage
Max damage sneak attack die.
on top of the 36 he already had.
And then I'm gonna bonus action help again. So the next guy trying to will be Telvar has advantage again.
Okay. And that's your turn?
Yep.
Okay. Urstil is going to attempt to crash out of the front window. From where he
He's
is.
blocked.
No, he's not. He can go this way to get out. He'll take
Well,
attacks of opportunity, but he's going to try to get out the window.
You've got to take multiple attacks of opportunity.
Yep. So
Yep.
you guys want to take him? Go ahead and roll.
Yep.
Miss?
Nope.
Miss? Elvar? Kelsey, you weren't close enough.
Oh, I wasn't? He moved away from me? Oh, he did move away from No, he moved
Yeah,
away
Oh,
from
no,
me. So I
yeah, he
went-
moved. Oh,
Yeah,
you're right.
he
He's
was
oversized.
surrounded on
Sorry.
4 sides.
Sorry,
so if he'd done that,
he's oversized, so I forgot where he was positioned. So, yep, yours does hit. So, can you go, is that your 7? Okay, 7 slashing. Got it. And I didn't see the hit, Velvar. Well, I see the piercing, but where's your roll? Oh, the rapier there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, -5. Okay. And he is going to do, I'm going to have him do an acrobatics check to see if he can get out the window. It's glass, so it's not going to be very hard. And I'll call it a 10. Oh, yeah. He goes crashing out the front window, and he is now lying in the street. Now it is not daytime now, and there are crowds of people around.
That'd be Thelver's turn next, right?
Correct.
Mhm.
No,
Urstil, then Thelvar.
I thought that was his turn.
He went crashing out the window. Oh, it's not all his movement. He goes like dashing a little ways away.
Okay. By my calculations, he's not got much HP left, so he's going to take 3 magic missiles.
Okay.
1, 2, 15 damage.
All right. So the people who are just going about their day hear this crashing coming from inside your, newly to be open tavern. And suddenly this guy just comes crashing through the front window, carrying his weapons out in full, sort of like yelling. And as he's running away, 3 magic missiles come through the shattered glass, getting him squarely in the back. And in front of everybody, including a cop, he falls dead in the street.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh, he's dead. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
He had 5 hit points left. So you got him with the first one.
Which is why I did guaranteed damage.
So people start screaming, yelling. You can hear a cop blowing on its whistle and starting to come forward, saying, "Everybody get back! Everybody get back!"
Thelvar runs to the window, shouting for the watch. Someone get the watch! This man tried to attack us in our inn!
The officer comes over and kind of looks at him and goes, "Oh my god, this is Urstil Floxin." And he just goes, "Whee!" He's like blowing on his whistle, madly and yelling at people, "Get back, get back." Yes. I think you guys so does anyone want to do anything else at this point? Because otherwise I think what happens is, basically the watch come, and yeah, they're going to want to interview you. So, well, I think, yes, having the imminent arrival of the watch and the area being cordoned off for another body, again, in front of your tavern in less than 24 hours, I think this is where we will leave it off tonight. With Davil imprisoned, Urstil dead at your hands, and the watch thinking you guys are heroes.
Yay!
Man, Floxin really can't get a break. Like, Clue got like max damage on it, and Topher 3 max damage magic missiles.
Oh, don't forget Mara's crit on her first longsword hit.
This man just, Jesus, can't get a fucking break.
He had bad luck his whole life. No wonder he's such a fuck up.
Pretty much.
I mean, I would feel sorry for him, but he's just such a fucking asshole.
We like gave him multiple chances to like not be a dick.
Well, yeah, congratulations. You got like one of the sort of like story baddies. So well done, everyone. Well done.
He's dead.
Yes. Now, unless you guys, what I should say is, unless there's anything else you want to do with the Stone of Galore, which is like only the thing everyone's been looking for since the start of this campaign before the end of the session. Otherwise, we can always pick that up with next session. So,
I mean,
Isn't next session, the big one, the big how to do.
Well, the next one's going to be the one shot, yes, but that's going to take place in sort of like an alternative timeline where it doesn't really impact this. Like, I'm not going to make you guys go to the headquarters and do it's going to be like you go to an alternate plane sort of episode. So you're going to like come to that with whatever you have. But if you use up arrows or whatever, I'm not going to count that one shot against this normal gameplay.
Okay.
Right. Like if you die in there, you're not gonna like die in this game. So it's more like a it's like a special a dream episode and a TV series. You wake up and like, damn, that was weird, and you were there, and you were there, and you were there. All that kind of stuff. But it would be incredibly helpful for me to kind of know what to do in the next session. Like what you guys are thinking about doing at this point, because I don't know what to prep right now. I've kind of given you like the MacGuffin, and like Hibara put it in her pocket and it's sitting there. You've got another piece of magical equipment that told you were going to Neverwinter. That is also waiting to be engaged with. I know you've got this skeleton thing to follow up on. But yeah, like, what are you guys' thoughts about what you would want to do in the next session? Maybe that's just a more direct question of.
Well, Thelvar knows that Hibara has the stone.
So technically, only Thelvar and Hibara know that we are in possession of the MacGuffin.
Thelvar did tell Clue.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, when Thelvar went down after talking to him, informed Clue of what was going on and said, "Got the stone. Hibara's got it."
Also, I think Floxin yelled that the nimblewright had the stone too.
Yeah,
you guys got him.
Yeah, so nimblewright had it.
And the drow know that Hibara has it as well.
Like we wanted to be dealing with them right now.
The Stone of Galore will require attunement.
That's assuming we want to use it. Actually, and this is something we're gonna need to remember next session, if we're going to Neverwinter, if I remember correctly, the Augury also wanted us to go there.
Yep.
Well,
It did.
yeah, the Ori said we were going there and wanted us to do something while we were. So presumably this is what it foresaw.
So yeah, we probably want to have a quick chat with that to figure out what it wants us to do.
I will say that if you guys don't attune to the Stone of Galore, it's going to be really interesting to go forward. So it's kind of one of those things in the plot device or the narrative in the story that they go, if your players decide to just put it in their pockets, like that one might be a bit more difficult. So I'm just going to kind of put it out there that, yeah, it's going to, what you know about this is that it knows the location of the vault.
Yeah, I think next session Thalvar will request it back from Habara so he can attune to it.
Okay.
Or Mara steals it and tunes to it herself.
Okay. Oh, also, the other thing was because of the street being closed down, you didn't have a chance to do your distillery and menu tasting that Madame Cookery, who is Jarvis, is recommending that you hire present to you. So next time we can also do the tasting.
Yes.
Okay, and then the day after that, in game time, is the opening of the tavern.
Which, yeah, we need to get that sorted before we go anywhere.
Yep. Well, or at least, like, I think it's, we should probably, you could be away from your own tavern when it opened, but I think you should probably roleplay that. It seems appropriate for the game, so. All right. Well, yes, and two, like, yeah, we'll have to see what happens with Devil now that they've got Floxin as well.
And depending on how long all those bits take, if we still got time to kill, we could always go to the wig shop and follow up on the necromancer.
Yes, and of course, you guys can also discuss Zordas's offer. Well. All right. Well, again, a round of applause for getting the baddie. Guy's been thorn in your side for the 4 chapters or so levels that you guys have been playing at. And yeah, of course, after you guys slept, you're all up at level 4. So congratulations on that as well.
Woohoo! Yeah, that was like Mara waking up was what I was waiting for, because that, I don't know if I could have played crazy any longer.
Well, and that outfit, damn. Like you picked an outfit, I have to say, especially for winter or autumn, fall.
Yeah. I mean, I picked something that was like as similar to her normal dress, but just a little more oomph
to it. Yeah, and again, congrats on your first hit with your longsword as waiting 4 levels till 4th level to use a sword and then getting a crit on it.
Yeah, I know. I was just like, are you kidding? That's awesome.
Well, to see what adventures or dramas, someone in the chat says more owls. Yeah, poor Owlicious just watched all this from their perch. Like, what is going on? Yeah, come back next week to see what troubles my players managed to get themselves in next week. And then somehow managed to pull it off with amazing rolls that they totally did not deserve at all to get to save them so many times. So until next time, it's goodbye from me and goodbye from the party. Say goodbye, party.
Goodbye, party.
Goodbye, party.
They did the bit.